Mustang Mach-E. You can see we're at an Electrify America station, and I'm actually just pulling out. So turning on the car and heading out. I'm gonna pull up so I can see your chats here, and waiting on the Mach-E to charge up enough. Honestly, this was a perfect charging session here at Beaver, Utah at the Electrify America station. Plugged in at 20% state of charge, left the hotel last night. Everything was great. And yeah, the Mach-E's got a weird charging curve. If you're interested in that, head over to our Out of Spec Reviews channel, where I did a 0 to 100% deep dive into the charging curve of this car. And yeah, pretty interesting for sure. So let me make sure I'm good enough to get to the next station. I should have probably done that before I left, but the charging tapered down to about 78 kilowatts at 57% state of charge. And I said, yeah, let's just go. So here we are in the Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me okay and everything is good. Sorry for the delay there. I was just receiving a phone call. If you're watching this, don't call me, just text me. So thank you guys for watching here in beautiful Utah. Absolutely gorgeous views for sure. Looks like we have 101 miles to our next charging destination. I'm trying to use the Mustang Mach-E's internal charging map thing here to get us to Los Angeles from Colorado, and it actually isn't as bad as I thought it would have been. Let's see, what's the difference on charging the Mustang from 0 to 80% compared to the same thing in our Model 3? Yeah, significant difference for sure. Give me 1 second while I just get everything on Copilot 360 so I have all the driver assist going. I'll let you take a look at the road. It is gorgeous here. Hey, from Nepal, we have viewership all over. That's so cool. Thanks so much for watching in Nepal. That is really neat. Let's see. We are heading to an Electrify America station in 100 miles. We have 128 miles of predicted range, so I think that's pretty good. A little bit of downhill action going on here. A little bit of loss in elevation as we go into Vegas and then eventually into LA. You'll have to forgive me for this little black bubble here on the screen. Let me see if I can get rid of that. And there we go. If the screen starts to get a little too bouncy, let me know. Please comment away. And if I don't see you on the first comment, you can definitely comment again, because it just flashes up on the screen right here in my field of view for a half a second. And of course, I don't want to take my eyes off of the road too much, although the Mustang is on Copilot 360. So, hope I have better charging than last night. I really hope I do too. Yesterday was a terrible charging experience in this car, and really difficult actually to get the communication protocols to match up, to have the charging drop off. But I think what we really need to come down to here is this should have been certified to work with Electrify America 100, or let's say 95% of the time. And you know, same thing with Taycan that we recently showed. And it's hard to say really if it's a charging station error or if it's a car error that's giving me troubles. And I honestly think it's on the car side. I think EA's been relatively reliable. They're just uber conservative. So if the car gives them any sort of weird signal, they stop charging and show a fault. And you know, who knows? But am I coming through the Bay Area? No, I am just going to Los Angeles. I have to drive a car, 2 cars, and then I'm heading back home. And I was gonna fly, but I figured I need to get a road trip in for you guys in the Mustang. So here we are doing a road trip in the Mustang. EV Dave is in the house, and I wanna say thank you to EV Dave. So this is EV Dave's Mustang. He bought it with us basically to make content on all of our channels, but he paid for it. So say big thank you to EV Dave, and follow his YouTube channel if you don't. Basically, Dave said, and we talked, we said, look, let's get a Mustang, let's make some videos about this car. It seems to have the most interest outside of Tesla, and yeah, Dave's just the man. Thanks for letting us use your car, and yeah, we're gonna have tons of tests to do with this thing over the next couple weeks, and then he and I are going to race to North Carolina in his Model Y Performance, and I'll be in this, or we'll switch it up, who knows, and we'll see a real world long distance trip between this and I would consider the gold standard Tesla, so that'll be kind of neat. Again, you'll have to probably comment a few times because they just flash across the screen if you want me to get to something. But how many years ahead is Tesla in charging system and structure? I actually don't know how to measure that in years. I think the infrastructure arguably is better for non-Teslas. They're 350 kilowatts at every single spot on major highways. You know, we set the Cannonball record using Electrify America. There's tons of CCS charging. The problem isn't necessarily the infrastructure being there. It's getting the infrastructure to interface well and work well with the vehicle, and that's where the problem starts. So I think it's software stuff that can be solved. I mean, I was talking to Dave about this last night. It's not rocket science to get a car to charge, but somehow this is having more failures than SpaceX rockets over here, and it's just crazy to me that this is happening. So there's not enough of a focus from automotive journalists, from the media, as to, you know, reviewing an EV properly. The thing is, they get the car dropped off with a full charge, they drive it around for 200-300 miles, they plug it in at home, all looks good, and then boom, they get the stamp of approval. That's a good car. And yes, that's where this Mustang shines. This is a fantastic... Hey, I should be back. I apologize. Bad service here in Utah. I don't know. Yep, and anytime it cuts out, it's just because I'm going up the mountains here. And yep, so last seen somewhere in Utah. That's right. Is Tesla's autopilot the gold standard? Not really. You know, I'm not super big on autopilot as everyone else. I think other systems do some things better, like eye tracking or better driver monitoring. I think autopilot has really bad messaging from the automaker as to the capabilities of the system. I think Tesla is not upfront about what it can and can't do, and they overpromise and consistently underdeliver. That said, I love autopilot. I use it almost daily in my car, and yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people think autopilot's the gold standard. That's great, but honestly, for what I do, cruising down the highway like this, it's the same thing as most of these other systems, just staying in its lane. It's not really doing anything fancy. Other cars do lane changes like Toyota, Lexus, and yeah, how have they not standardized the interface between EA chargers and vehicles? Good question. So the interfacing between the chargers and the vehicles are a very long, complicated list of checks, basically, and pilot signals to get the handshake to go through. And I have a list of it somewhere, the real detailed one. It's unbelievably complicated. And sometimes through this whole process, things get confused, especially now that we're adding plug-in charge and payment as part of that process. It takes a full 60 seconds for the Mustang to communicate with the charger on plug-in charge for it to start charging. Yeah, brutal, gotta say. It's just, and I've spoken to literally the guy who created the CCS protocol about this, and he's very German, and there's nothing he can do about it, and this is the way it should be. So, I don't know, it's just like, this is not the way people want to road trip in the future, waiting 60 seconds to start charging. So, yeah, I would say, while Tesla may not have the fastest charging network out there, and it may not be the fastest to road trip across the country, it's the easiest, no question, and it has probably a 98-99% success rate versus my less than 50% overall usage on third-party networks. So, yep, Mustang Mach-E, long range, all-wheel drive efficiency, I saw someone ask. I can let you know that, let's take a look at the efficiency here. So I have a nice screen. I'm not going to show you while I'm driving, but maybe at the next charging stop. Depends on how long I can talk for. I need to find a Starbucks. So if anyone knows of a Starbucks between Beaver, Utah and St. George, I'm on that stretch on I-15. Let me know where to stop. So let me go over to the trips menu. I'm going to let you know my efficiency right now for the entire trip from when I left home. So I've been driving for 10 hours and 5 minutes. I've traveled 590.3 miles. And yikes, I've averaged 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour. Ooh, that's not so good. But in the Mach-E's defense, I have been climbing mountains like crazy. I'm not even at low elevation yet, so it's going to only improve from here because I'm still at high elevation. Climbed out of Denver, and now we're on our other side of the Rockies. And yesterday, driving to the mountains, I got 3.2, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour driving normally on the highway. Someone asked, what do I think about ID4, Model Y, Mustang Mach-E, Nissan Ariya, all of these? Well, guess what? This is the year of comparisons on our Out of Spec Reviews channel. We have a whole dedicated channel to car reviews, not just EVs, but you know me, I love electric cars. And this week, literally, I'm going to LA, coming back, we're reviewing Mach-E versus Model Y versus ID4, and that will be all this weekend. All of the tests, the range, the charging, the track test, the efficiency, all of the stuff you want to see. The how much space can you fit in there? How many dogs fit in the back? You know, all the stuff you want to know. And what do you think optimal vehicle range is for day to day? It depends on you. I mean, I think, Starbucks in Cedar City. Hey, you guys are coming in. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. The optimal vehicle range, I think, is probably 60 miles. Like, I daily drive the electric everywhere, and it's fine. I'm a big fan of small battery EVs, as long as two things. There's enough infrastructure that's reliable, and they can charge deep into the pack relatively quickly. I honestly think this Hyundai Ioniq 5 thing that we're seeing coming out and being rumored and testing, that's going to be a hot car just because you can get a small battery and it's still doing 157 kilowatts at 80%. Again, we don't know what the production charge curve will be, but everything is just pointing towards a really good charging curve. Not enough focus comes from automakers, except for Volkswagen Group, I think, and from especially auto journalists on the importance of the road trip in an EV. Everyone focuses on total vehicle range, but here's the thing. You can just drive into the city and back and do whatever you're going to do in a day pretty much today. I mean, we drive our i3 around, we take our Model 3 around, you guys know we drive it all the time, and like 200-300 miles is nothing in a Model 3. Where the cars are really struggling right now are on these long distance trips that so many people seem to want to do with EVs, especially since COVID. People want to travel more, they're working remote. The importance of an EV road trip is increasing. And that's what we highlight here. That's what I do. And yeah, definitely interesting to watch it all unfold for sure. So I'm going to look for exit 57 and I'm going to find a Starbucks. You guys are legendary. Thank you so much. It's just so cool of you to do that. Looks like this is the exit for Bryce Canyon National Park. Awesome, Bryce Canyon, really beautiful. I'm gonna just turn this around because you don't want to see me. You want to see these views, as Stradman would say, views on views. And that is absolutely correct. Here in the Rocky Mountains, we're in Utah. It's absolutely gorgeous. Why not use other charging networks other than Electrify America? Great point. And actually, even the folks at Electrify America are like, why do you keep singling us out? I'm like, I'm not. You're just the only network to provide a cohesive connection between metropolitan areas with relatively high level of success rate for charger activation and also high power levels. These charge point units, you have to understand. Oh, sorry, it's 480p view forwards. I apologize. That sucks. Ruining the view. This needs to be 4K streaming. We need. You know, the thing is, with these Electrify America stations, they're all super high charge rate. So you can get there, you plug in, you're good, and you know you're going to get a fast charge. And there's multiple stations. So even if a couple have issues, you can pretty much charge. I mean, I really don't worry about showing up to an EA station and not being able to charge. It's just like how many times do I have to replug, plug back in, focus on charging, all of these little things. That's kind of where we're at today. And the charge point units are great, but there's usually only one or two of them, and they're usually less than 100 kilowatts. And I am annoyed charging at anything around 100 kilowatts. I want 150 minimum, especially in a car this heavy. So, you know, let's see. 720p is available. Great. I'll flip it back around for the views. It's going to get a little shaky. This road's a little rough. Please bear with me. And yep, the bugs are pretty bad right now, folks, as with usual. How's the ride comfort on my trip so far? Well, I have to say, phone is shaking like crazy. The road's just really torn up. I have to say, ride comfort from suspension is surprisingly good. I have to say, the seat comfort is surprisingly bad. They're extremely flat on the bottom, almost like a bolt flatness. And then there's no lateral support. So I've already spoken to Ford and confirmed in the GT with Performance Pack, which is like 2 steps up from this car, not released yet, they will have a really good performance seat, they say. So we'll see how that works out. Let's see. Let me see if I can just pull up some comments. There we go. Starbucks on the right at exit 57, charger across the street on the left. Awesome. Love it. Own a Model Y and can't complain at all. That's the thing. The Model Y, I think, is a very good across-the-board EV. I actually don't like the steering. I don't like the suspension calibration. And I overall just don't like the feeling of Model 3, Model Y in terms of bank vault solidity. When you get out of an S-Class, when you get out of a Taycan, when you get out of even a 3 Series. I'm driving a new 3 Series. It's back home in the driveway this week. And it just has this quality about it, the intangible quality of solidity that Teslas don't have. And normal people, most people driving a car, even me 2 years ago, doesn't matter. I'm just very spoiled because I'm in and out of new cars all the time, and my personal bar of like a vehicle I want to drive every day has gone up. This Mustang actually hits that. This Mustang is solid, it's quiet, it feels robust, and it feels super well engineered from a suspension standpoint. And yeah, I feel like I'm playing American Truck Simulator watching our videos from Kenya. I love American Truck Simulator. I haven't had a chance to play it in years. I've been so busy, but man, what a cool game. And I remember, I think back in college, my friend Ben had like a whole sim set up for American Truck Sim. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm glad that you get the same feeling watching our videos here in America. This is what Utah looks like. We're sort of closer to the West Coast, here in the Rocky Mountains. It's beautiful. Do I see a need beyond 350 kilowatt charging for passenger vehicles? Probably not, I don't think. I think for the most part, 350 is about as fast as you need to get for this stuff. When can we expect this video edited up? Well, you are asking the wrong person, because Alyssa is now our full-time editor. Kirk, you're getting a shout out. There you go. You asked for it, you can get it. Alyssa is editing the videos, and whenever I get the footage to her, so probably end of this week or next. We have another road trip video that's going up in a few days, which is the road trip to go get this car in Nebraska. And so we drove the Model 3 out from Colorado. Dave drove the Model Y out from North Carolina. We met in Nebraska and took it back to Colorado, and that was great. So Dave's up in Wyoming right now working on some radio towers, which is pretty cool. So yeah, thanks to Alyssa for editing the videos. She quit her job. She works for Out of Spec full-time. There's now 4 of us, Liam, Timon, Alyssa, and me, that on this project every day, all day, and growing quickly, of course. Really fun to watch everything expand. And Alyssa is the best. Yes, she is. How's the new puppy doing? Well, he'll make it into both the videos, of course, coming up. I'm leaning towards keeping the foster dog. For those who haven't seen the last road trip, we rescued a St. Bernard 18-month-old dog. Pretty rough situation. Turns out to be the sweetest boy ever, and I don't know, I love this dog. I think he's so cool. So I don't know how all 3 of them are going to fit in the Model 3. I was actually talking to Alyssa about this yesterday, about what's our next car. I've been thinking about getting a Land Rover Defender, but then they just released the V8 version, and I want that, and that doesn't come out for another year. We're going to always have an EV in the garage for road trips for this channel, but we definitely need a big vehicle that's, I think, not electric for the big adventures in the Rocky Mountains. When are we getting a Rivian? Well, they'll have their press fleet here in, I think, about 8 to 12 weeks is what it sounds like, and then we'll be running it through all the tests as usual. So let's see, would this be a better EV for a non-tech person? I assume you're asking about the Mach-E. No, this is like, you need to be a tech person to figure all this stuff out. Tesla. My mom drives a Model Y. I'm sure you've seen that video of her taking delivery, and you know, she doesn't even know how to turn her phone on. She's getting better now. That's just a joke, Mom. If you're watching this, you know, I apologize. But she can get in her Model Y. She can charge it. She can do whatever she wants. No problem at all. I'm gonna keep flipping around. Let me know if the flipping between the forward view and me gets annoying at all. Will I be getting my hands on the E-Tron GT? Well, actually, they had a launch event. They're having one today in Los Angeles, and you know, I had signed up to go, and then last minute they said, hey, if you don't live in California, you can't come for COVID reasons. So who knows when I'll be able to get a chance to drive E-Tron GT. My friend Michael at Inside EVs is driving it for us, which is really great. So how much kilometers am I going? How many? I don't know. I'm doing 85 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in kilometers. Switching back and forth is great. Good to hear. Is Mach-E not having a heat pump a big issue? No, I don't think so. It's got a big enough battery, and honestly, the heat pump thing is not like a make or break deal. I mean, I've seen heat pumps done well, I've seen heat pumps done poorly. I think just because Tesla put it in the Model Y, everyone went crazy over heat pumps, but I'm not sure that is the real solution here, folks. I don't know. Just taking a drink of water real quick. And how is the road noise? Oh, it's so quiet here in the Mustang. Very quiet. Really very well insulated. Not quite E-Tron levels of quietness, but it's gotta be close to. Yeah, way better than a Tesla. Do you ever join the Tesla Clubhouse group for a chat session? Honestly, I would love to, but I don't really know how to use Clubhouse that well. I've gone on for a couple conversations now, just for various things, Tesla, or even just combustion vehicle related that I've been a part of, but I don't know how to join something I'm not invited to. So if you want me on there, just invite me. If I'm around in the car, happy to. It's nice to get this break on this road trip, because we have been literally filming 3 videos a day or so for the last 3 weeks, just pumping out as much content as we can. I'm not a fan of the yoke steering wheel, Max, if you're asking. It just doesn't do it for me, but I have to try it, so we'll see. I'm worried about the steering ratio, but I'm excited to see how they've implemented it, and that'll be kind of neat. Personally, though, I like a round steering wheel for performance driving, because I like to drift and I like to have full control over the steering wheel, and not have to think about where 2 little posts are. I don't know, just kind of silly. I know the bottom is. I'm back. I'm apologizing for that. Every time a phone call comes in, it freaks me out, and freaks the whole system out. Going for a pass here. I need to keep an eye out for exit 57, I believe. What EV would I buy today as a daily driver? Taycan Cross Turismo, no question, not even a thought. That's the car for me. All day long. Wagon, fast, great charging curve, one of the best. The fastest road tripper proven. And everyone wants to know how fast I'm driving. Right now, 83 miles per hour. The speed limit's 80 miles per hour, if you're wondering. What vehicle got you hooked on EVs back in the day? I think it was actually the i3 back in the day when I worked for BMW. Did I see the drift competition on Netflix? No, I didn't. Any tips on getting into track driving for someone who's never done it but wants to? Sign up for an HPDE day in your own car with an instructor and just get on track. It's not too hard. And you know, really good to go on track for sure. How much sunlight does the glass roof let in? Good question. That's why I've switched. Quite a bit, but still quite shaded. Not once have I felt hot from the sunroof. I feel a lot of sun coming in from the windows. We need to tint this car, Dave. Come on. Yeah, howdy from Houston. Hey from, let me see where I am. Somewhere in Utah. Do you do a lot of work while on the road? Yeah, pretty much emails, editing, filming. Most of the time I'm ever traveling somewhere, it's to film a video for one of the channels. Because keep in mind, my full-time work, our whole company is just cars, filming cars and adventures. So while it doesn't always feel like work to me, it, you know, I guess is. But certainly I wouldn't choose anything else to do. So going for a pass of that beautiful Volvo VNL Globetrotter behind us, the maxed out big rig. Love that thing. Do I like American highways? Yes, I do. Take a look. Let me flip it around. Here we go. Look at this. Beautiful roads. The only problem with American highways are American speed limits. And yeah, really good highways for sure. But the cops will pull you over. They hide around and they'll get you if you're not careful. So always good to be careful. I just received a message. I have a briefing in 10 minutes with Volkswagen for ID4. Should I skip that and continue the live stream and say, sorry, Volkswagen, our audience is more important? Not sure they can really tell us anything we don't know about ID4. I've already driven it too. So maybe I could just postpone that to another. They have multiple sessions for all the journalists. I think I'll just skip it and I'll try and sign up for one down the road because we're working right now. Interesting. The Ford version of autonomous driving. So Ford to driver assistance system, it is not autonomous at all, is called Copilot 360. And Copilot 360 is a single camera, level 2, lane centering, adaptive cruise control functionality. It doesn't even do lane changes. Now they have a eye tracking sensor here just below the steering wheel that will track my eyes at some point in the future for driver monitoring. But the system works identically today. It just doesn't output, it just makes me touch the steering wheel and tell it I'm paying attention. The only thing that's changing is maybe maybe they'll get the software a little bit better. I don't know. I think it's a good system. And it'll just do eye tracking, so I won't have to touch the wheel, which will be nice, actually. But I just drove a car with Super Cruise last week, the Bolt EUV, and that review is live on Spec Reviews. I drove that in Detroit, and yeah, Super Cruise was really good on the highway. What is my dream car in EVs? A Volvo wagon. So give me like a V60 with all the Polestar sporty bits, Oline suspension, and a really good battery electric drivetrain. Sounds weird, but that's the dream EV. I love fast wagons, and right now there's nothing like it except for Taycan Cross Turismo. What EV am I most excited for, and what do I think about Volvo going all electric by 2030? Honestly, I'm really excited for Rivian, not for the technology, but I'm excited for the adventures people are going to take with those cars. You know, ever since we started this channel, it's been about showing the possibilities of places you can go in an electric car. The journey in itself is, you know, sort of the destination here. It is the fun. So I think Rivian's going to embody that spirit, which is just like driving down the highway is an adventure, because am I going to be able to charge? Where am I going to charge? I love that. So that I'm most excited for. What do I think about Volvo going all electric by 2030? I think it's honestly too soon. I don't know how normal people, everyday users, are going to get used to this charging experience. And I think going too quickly from a legacy brand is going to hurt them to electric, contrary to most EV enthusiasts. And I also think right now it's early days. I've yet to see a third-party network and a third-party vehicle operate, communicate, and charge properly. Once that can happen, and once DC charging has a profitability case to it, then I think we go all electric. But there's something to be said about just filling a car up with fuel in 5 minutes and going 400 or 500 miles. It's just simple, easy, and honestly, for most people, the cost doesn't matter. The environmental benefits impacts for one car isn't that huge. You're not really saving the environment by buying one EV. It's certainly a step forwards. It's great. I'm not discounting the fact that it's a good thing. But for most average buyers, I'm not totally convinced EV is the way to go right now. Will I cannonball a Plaid Model S? Probably not. There's only 150 kilowatt stations across the country. Could you maybe beat our record? Sure, but then we're going to get into Lucid territory, Aptera territory, and that's just going to wipe the floor. So cannonballing is not a Tesla game right now, just because their chargers are too slow across the country. If they had V3s across the whole way, that would be a different story, but they don't. So let's see, where are we up to now? What do I think about Volkswagen ID bus? Oh, that's going to be so rad. I love buses. I think that's going to be really cool. I know the man in charge of that project, both here in the U.S. with the U.S. stuff and in Germany, and I can tell you not much, but I can tell you they're very excited about it. Let's see. But the industry that built internal combustion engine relies on fossil fuels. Yes, absolutely. So, you know, have I tried a Honda E? No, but I'd love to. You guys know I love quirky, weird electric cars, and the Honda E is almost the pinnacle. So, would love to try that out, and I think it's a great looking package. The specs are nowhere, you know, it's got to be a third car, but that would be like a cool smart car replacement if we got them here. Hello from Denmark, hello from Utah. Thanks so much for watching, appreciate it. And good to see you out there. Great to see you commenting on our video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, it's fun. I'm glad we were able to have a good enough connection for a pretty good live stream today. It's sometimes pretty difficult, but man, is the wind kicking up out here. It's pretty crazy. Oh, it's my friend Sean. Hey, Sean. Sean's been a friend for years. I had no idea he even knew we did YouTube. Can't believe you found us here. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Trevor from Tesla Owners Online is here. Hey man, great to see you. Thanks for joining. Not driving a Tesla today, driving a Mustang Mach-E. Where am I driving to? I'm actually heading to Los Angeles. I probably shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going to go drive a Porsche Taycan in rear-wheel drive that's been shipped over from Germany, and I'm going to go do some range testing on that car, which would be kind of neat. And maybe some other secret stuff that I really can't tell you about, so maybe ever. Why'd I move to Colorado? It is, look at the views around here. It's pretty much the same in Colorado. Absolutely gorgeous. Look, we're reviewing cars every day, and we were really having trouble in North Carolina finding good roads. We have our own track in North Carolina, as I mentioned, North Carolina Center for Automotive Research, our partnership. And the problem with North Carolina was the scenery was bad, the light was really harsh, so it was really hard to film things. And also, a lot of manufacturers don't like their cars on track. For example, if it's a sporty car, they don't mind, but we're going to take a Toyota Prius around the track, yeah, and then, you know, now we just have a whole week with that car. We can't do anything interesting with it. So in Colorado, we found a little test facility, 1 mile long test track, same track TFL uses, our friends over in Boulder, and great scenario. We can do the track stuff when needed. We have amazing canyon roads, great views, good lighting. Colorado's just awesome, and our town in Fort Collins has a ton of breweries, a really good atmosphere, sort of like a college town, very dog friendly. The people are great, so that was the reason for the move to Colorado. Plus, for all of my traveling like we're doing now, it's great to be right in the middle of the country. I can go east or west coast relatively easily, and honestly, most of the EV stuff, most of the car stuff in general is either happening in Detroit or LA, and easy flights to both, so that's always good. Come 2030, the electric infrastructure will have improved. Great. Well, I'd love to see it because I don't see any other automakers, maybe Rivian, really putting a big effort into making that happen. And so let's see. Someone here, Ben, has the same exact Mach-E as we have here as EV Dave's car. And that's awesome, Ben. Really appreciate you commenting and watching. And we'll have tons and tons and tons of videos. I'm actually shooting one right now. I'm going to kick on the GoPro for the scenery footage. So let me know when you see the full video go live. If you remember this clip from the live stream in the main video, because right now we're recording one of those 5-second segment pieces of the road going by. Passing the Honda Odyssey. People are moving today. I'm doing like 85, 87, and we're, look at this truck. He's doing almost 90 miles an hour. Freaking ripping it downhill. Love that thing. Yep, definitely love the trucking spirit. Pretty cool. Yeah, this guy in the truck, oh, and he's on the brakes. I'm just going to speed up, go past so he can go for a pass of this Honda here. Mustang doesn't have huge acceleration at the top end, but yeah, not bad, I will say. What's my current watt hour per mile? I'll let you know since I left the charging station when I started this live stream. And let's see, we've driven 44.4 miles. Oh my God. The efficiency is not good, friends. 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour. Yikes, but I've been driving again pretty quickly, so to be expected. The Mustang Mach-E seems to be really affected by speed and wind, mostly because of shape and weight, and probably internal resistance in the battery pack with higher speeds. So I think like 70, 75 is the sweet spot for this car. What's my favorite EV? Good question. Yeah, hard to say. Taycan's got to be my favorite EV. I love that car because I'm a Porsche guy. And it's the Porsche of EVs. I wouldn't say technically it's the best EV from a technical perspective, but from a what car is, the Kyle Connor approved, I can spec it exactly how I want. Taycan, love that. Let's see. Hi, tons of people joining. Wow, that's cool. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. It sounds like we have some other Taycan lovers in the group here. One thing we've been thinking about is our next vehicle, because now if we're going to keep Appa, our rescue, he's a 100-pound plus dog. Then we have Blue, who's 80 pounds. Then we have Ellie, who's 70 pounds. 3 big dogs. Model 3 is not going to cut it. Do we just get a combustion vehicle? And, that might be the question. Oh, look, someone got pulled over here, flipping around. The Kia Soul. Not having a very soulful moment right there, getting pulled over. And, we're kind of thinking maybe we just switch the Model 3 for a Model S. We don't like the Model X and just the doors, and Alyssa won't drive it, so that's out of the question. And she really drives the Tesla as her vehicle, so we're thinking maybe we get the new Model S dual motor or a used. I've already owned a P100E, and honestly, I don't need the performance. I just road trip a lot, so maybe we'll just get the new dual motor with the new screen and all that stuff. We'll see. don't get too excited yet. Appa can rescue us when we have trouble with the Mach-E. Yeah, I mean, that breed's a rescue kind of breed, and he really does love to find people. So, yeah, that's a good one for sure. Hello from India. Hey, thanks for watching from India. Surprisingly, we have a ton of people in India that watch our videos, which is so interesting. So we're at exit 62. We're going to be rolling up to exit 57, I believe, is where the Starbucks was. I know we've been doing this live stream for a while, but have I cross-driven the BMW i8 yet? I don't know what cross-driven is, but yeah, I've driven the i8 plenty of times, and pretty interesting car. 3-cylinder engine plus electric drivetrain. Not that fast, not that performance-oriented, but it's still a very unique experience to drive an i8. Hello from London. Hello from Utah. Why not come to NC sometime? Well, I used to live in North Carolina, so we're basically just limited on where we can go based on proximity to the office now. Hi from your phone. There you go. Good day from Jamaica. Hey, you guys are all over the place. Appreciate you watching. That's pretty neat. Going through some of these small towns here in eastern Utah. Pretty quiet towns. Honestly, Salt Lake City is just behind us, about 100 miles, I'd say, 150 miles. And pretty neat. So yeah, if you have questions, let me know. Happy to answer. You have a Tesla Model S, that's cool. Model S is a great car, really good car. Do I mountain bike? Well, I have a road bike, and I'm just starting to get back on it now that the weather is good. And by starting to get back on it, I mean I'm intending to get back on it. So let's see. Oh, our friends Trevor and Ian did their cross-country trip across Canada. Their Canadian cannonball, if you will, exactly 1 year ago today. That's so neat. And really cool. And yep, definitely going after your record one day, Trevor. And hopefully you can join me for that. It'd be really cool. Let's see. Starbucks exit West Cross Hollow Road. This is great. Why do I need built-in navigation here when we have our amazing viewers of our channel? Most of you are friends by now. It's great to be able to connect and meet. And you know what's so crazy is yesterday I was charging up in Grand Junction. We had 4 separate people come by and say hey, and they watch our videos. And surprisingly, a lot of them knew us from TikTok. I'm like, what? We just started a TikTok like 4 weeks ago, but we're already becoming one of the larger automotive channels on there. Very little electric influence, but that's a really neat platform. I like that a lot. Let's see. Will we keep our latest rescue? Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. We're thinking about it, and I'm leaning towards yes. So we'll see. Starbucks drink of choice. Well, here's the leftover one from yesterday. It is a Trenta, which is the large size, strawberry acai with light ice, which means, you know, they normally go like a quarter ice. I just want a couple ice cubes in there. No water, so full concentrate, and no strawberries, no inclusions, as they say. And this is, you know, pretty much straight caffeine. And it's really the only way I can function, and kind of why it's 10:30 a.m. right now, why I'm having a rough go at it. Rough go at the day. So, okay, so we're at exit 59 here. We have 2 more. Let's see. Range over speed? I think both. I want range while I speed. What's a cup of coffee? Well, I pay, I think, $5.20 a day, roughly, depending on the state that I'm in for my drink, which adds up to quite a bit of money over a year, and over the 5 years I've been having this. It's good. It's really a habit I do need to break. I agree. I don't need to hear it. I know it's bad, but right now it's really kind of one of the ways I eliminate getting migraines later in the day and keep my energy level high. What's the larger SUV we're considering? Well, again, this channel on Out of Spec Motoring is just focused on electric vehicles, but we're kind of in between the new Defender with the V8. Kind of like to get that, or do we just get the inline 6.1 now? Do we get a used Range Rover to hold us over until the Defender comes out? I'm a Land Rover guy, and I want to do off-roading, so kind of in that. We won't talk about much. So I've spent $10,000 in Starbucks over 5 years. The way I look at that is I've spent $10,000 over the last 5 years to function. I think that's a pretty good trade-off, actually. It doesn't seem bad. No, I'm cutting out. Sorry about that. And here we go. Exit 57, folks. Do you want to join me for a Starbucks run? Should we all do this together? We're taking the exit. let's see. We're doing the taking the Starbucks exit. Live streaming. Let's see. I hope it's a drive-through. It is a drive-through. This sign over here in the distance says it's a drive-through. So I'm going to get off and I'm going to turn right. I believe someone commented. So here we go. Getting off and making a right. Why is there a lighthouse in the middle of Utah? All right. This looks like a really nice town. Wow, everything's super cool. Panda Express, folks. A little too early for lunch, but that is the good sign. All right, which way to Starbucks now? I don't actually know. Starbucks. Looking for it. Can't find it. Can't use my phone. If someone knows where I'm supposed to go here, let me know if I need to go right, left, or straight. Because I really can't find it. Maybe it's around this corner. This right turn? Really? Okay. This is fun. We're on an adventure to find Starbucks. So you want me to make a right turn here? I can do that. No one's there. Maybe right. Right turn. Okay. Oh, guys, why didn't I see this? It's right here. It's like Dora the Explorer. Where is Starbucks? Over there? Here we go. I guess this is the line for it. Exit only. And yeah, here we are sitting in the Starbucks drive-through line with a beautiful view behind a Expedition Limited. Very nice. Blackout trim as well. So, yeah, just that was pretty fun. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through Starbucks. Normally I have my my little thing here full of water. I already drank all that today, so ready for some Starbies, that's for sure. All right, so what's special about the Taycan? This is difficult to explain because there's no metrics on paper that can convey how good the Taycan is. And this is why Tesla owners generally don't understand the Taycan, because it is it's an intangible vehicle to explain. It is something where the overall feeling, the way that the car turns into a corner, especially with rear steering, the way that the car brakes, all of the inputs are just so precise and so immediate, especially for a car that heavy. It defies physics. No other car, even combustion or gas, can do things Taycan can do. It's truly extraordinary. And I'm not just talking about EVs, I'm talking across the whole thing. Taycan journalist comes out. Here I am. And I've just grown to love that car, and I really wanted to tell the story that it's the best EV road tripper you can buy. The answer is it certainly is. The problem is the infrastructure. Even though we were faster across the country than the Model 3, that Model 3 was a huge effort, by the way. We did not go slow. Yeah, just difficult to deal with. So, yeah, I'm getting my pink drink today, folks. Yep. Let's see. When BMW produced full electric for BMW 357? Gosh, I don't know what BMW is doing over there. Look, I have been pretty disappointed with BMW's electrification efforts for years now. They started out strong with the i3. I've had 3 of them. I love the i3. And then I really started to dislike some of the decisions they were making for their combustion vehicles. They were starting to go rubbery and soft, and certain models were great. I think 2 Series has always been good, but specifically like a 7 Series has always driven well and sharp, and I think they were losing that character. On the other side of Germany, though, you know, Daimler's coming up with Mercedes right now, and they're making the best combustion Mercedes ever. So I think while BMW is at its weakest with electrification and with their combustion offerings, Mercedes at least has great combustion offerings. And, you know, one of the things that I'm thinking might be happening here is some of these automakers may not be super into designing and engineering their full electric powertrains. And I've been having these conversations with some engineers recently. And personally, if I was in BMW's shoes today, I would say, let's just not engineer EVs. Let's make our combustion vehicles, plug-in hybrids. Let's hold us over for a few years. And then once someone like Lucid will sell us their chassis, we'll just buy the rolling chassis and put our body on it. The thing is, BMW has been known to basically curate their driving experience with their engines and drivetrains and noise and smoothness and great shifting. And the thing is, with an electric powertrain, I've yet to drive one that has an individual character. It just moves the car. So why go out of all of your way to develop a system that you could just buy off the shelf that someone already engineered that doesn't affect the end product? BMW still has great suspension engineers, chassis engineers. And honestly, I think that might be the move. It's certainly up for debate, but it's a thought at least. Nothing more than a thought. But maybe this is why we're seeing some of these companies hold off on huge efforts in electrification. And then you have Ford and GM battling as to who's going to spend more money to going to electrification. What I'd rather see is, here's how we're going to make the most efficient use of our money to make the best EV, rather than just throwing money at big ass batteries and zero efficiency. So, this is just an interesting situation. My cell phone provider, interesting you ask, AT&T, and am I getting 5G right now? Let's take a look. I have not 5G, no, just full LTE. Waiting to hear Kyle explain this drink through the speaker. You guys are going to love it. The people by my house where I go to every morning, they already know me. And Timon, one of our videographers, gets the same exact drink. And so, they just see us pull up. I start talking. They can't recognize the car because I take a different car every day through Starbucks. And they're like, oh, okay, we got it. Just pull on up. I'm like, okay. That's how you know you have a bad addiction problem to Starbucks. I'm actually stopping on a road trip. Let's see, I don't have a Model Y, so haven't had one very long, but I have one coming up this weekend, borrowing it from a friend for comparisons between the Mach-E and the ID4. Let's see, what are my interests? What's my profession? Well, I review cars for a living, which is crazy to say. Really have gone pretty much full-time reviewing the last 6 months of all vehicles, starting different channels. We're trying to grow all of the out-of-spec channels and have them all operate in their own niche. For example, out-of-spec motoring is just electric vehicle, road trips, adventures, and pushing the technology. Then we'll have reviews, which is just general talking about different cars. And then, of course, we have electric performance, which is electric vehicles on track. So, yeah, I mean, YouTube, honestly, is doing really well for us. We are, sort of held off on a lot of these sponsorship deals, but we're starting to do like branded ads and things, but I'll never do like a ad for something I don't believe in. For example, we're doing a series with ChargeWay here, and I actually think it's a cool service. And so while it is a paid ad, I put that in the beginning of the thing. You're still getting me, and I'm never gonna, like, basically you can't pay me to change my views on something, no matter how much you pay me. So that at least you'll get the genuine content. And that's, I think, the best way to keep providing the most amount of content for our growing audience. Let's see. What have I learned about the automotive industry? Oh, this could be a 10-hour long podcast. So let's hold off on that. We're going to start 2 weekly podcasts here just in a few weeks, and we'll be doing them on Speaker, Spotify, and a few other things. So just stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to be a guest on one of our podcasts, email me, kyle@outofspecstudios.com, and we'll have you remote in. Do we earn enough by doing YouTube? Well, look, it just depends on views, watch time, retention, how many ads you can pitch, sponsored content. But yeah, YouTube's been doing really well for us so far. Been pleased, more so than I would have imagined a couple years ago when I started. How do you get all these car connections? I feel like you get more than any other YouTuber. Here's the thing. Most auto journalists just get what gets dropped off in their driveway, and they just review the car for the week, and then it goes. We certainly do that. I'll explain more in a second, but yeah, basically I just push really hard, constantly stay in contact with automakers, building relationships, and really trying to become the resource. Sure thing. We're up at the window now. It's time to order our Starbucks. All right. Sorry to keep you all waiting. This is a tense moment here. Sitting in line. If anyone's local and wants to meet us at a charger, I'm happy to pick you up some Starbucks on the way. If you want anything, now's your chance to comment. A moment we've all been waiting for. That's right. The people, they have cameras. They can see what I'm doing. They're probably thinking I'm crazy talking to my phone. Most people think I'm crazy when I'm out filming, but I've gotten over it. I just film now. I used to be like, wait for people to move, then pull up the camera. Now it's just, it doesn't matter. Can I deliver to San Jose? Nope, not going up to San Jose. Sorry. Let's see what happens here. The one pedal driving in Mustang Mach-E grabs a little too hard when you come to a stop. I don't know if you can see that, but it you obviously can't. But yeah, definitely grabs a little hard when you're inching. The Tesla, I think, has really good one-pedal driving. The Bolt EUV and Bolt EV had fantastic one-pedal driving, but they don't do any brake blending. They hold themselves on the permanent magnet motor, something you cannot do with an SRI motor. You can only do it with a permanent magnet motor to hold yourself stopped, I believe. Also, one-pedal driving, I think, blends brakes on highway speeds as well. Like, it doesn't just do max regen. So what I've been doing for all of the steep descents is I turn off one-pedal driving, put the car in L mode, and then that way I know I'm just getting regen to the max.
Hello, Starbucks. Can you start with any food today?
Hey, may I please have a Trenta strawberry acai? And could I have that with light ice, no water, and no inclusions, please?
All right, anything else?
That should do it.
All right, 531.
Thanks so much. Now I have myself in a little dilemma. I usually use my phone to pay for Starbucks because I have my app with points, but I don't want to stop the live stream. So I'm going to just pay for it with my regular card, and that'll work just fine. Also, by the way, Alyssa got me a while ago an out-of-spec wallet. I don't think I've ever shown this, but yeah, it's a wallet branded with our company name, which I think is pretty cool. What phone do I have? A iPhone 12, but the big one with the biggest storage, because I shoot like 400 gigs of footage on this phone a week. Like, I use it a lot, and that's mostly just B-roll. So yeah, I got a 12 Pro Max. I should have gone to Dunkin' Donuts. I could have ordered in English. The thing is, I don't understand Dunkin' Donuts, and I think half the experience of going to Starbucks is I just like having a nice, pleasant interaction with someone through the drive-thru in the morning. You know, the thing is, everything we do is virtual, so I basically film. I'm by myself. We don't really see that many people, and that sounds really sad, doesn't it? So it's great to come to Starbucks, and I know, like, the baristas and stuff, and like that's just a great way to start the day. It's a pleasant experience. Oh, I should ask for an ice water to fill my little thing here. Great idea. I'll do that when I'm up at the window, as long as it doesn't interrupt their operations too much. What car do I love, Ferrari or Lamborghini SVJ? Well, SVJ is super impressive car, but I honestly I'm not really fans or unfans of brands, at least now that I'm really trying to think about the best way to approach my thoughts on reviewing cars going forward the next 10-20 years, however long I'm lucky enough to do this. It's really important to review cars individually and not total brands. So yeah, how are the Mach-E seats? Not good. My butt hurts, they're totally flat, and my lower back hurts because the lumbar only goes in and out, but you can't raise it up or down, and I need it farther down. There's an Electrify America station across the main road. Well, I have 29% state of charge. It's 47 miles to our next Electrify America station that the car wants us to go to, 62 miles of rated range, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly downhill. So I say let's do it out of spec style and run this thing out to zero, right? So what color Mach-E are you driving? I'll show you. I am driving a Grabber Blue Mustang Mach-E. So best color, I think, for YouTube thumbnails. You know, again, this car is purchased by Dave, but for us to use, it's going to be in YouTube thumbnails. I wanted the brightest color to capture the most amount of attention. It's really a kind of a business decision to get it in Grabber Blue. I think it will grab more attention than a red one like Alex and Autos had. Great channel, but you know, you have to differentiate yourself a little bit. So that was the reason we went out of the way to find a first edition for sale. Which car has the best seats I've sat in? The Volvo, any of the new Volvo Inscription stuff is great with the massaging. I think those are great. Mercedes S-Class has some of the best seats ever. Probably those two. Let's see. Are we going to do road trips in Europe as well? Yeah. So I think the whole month of September, I wanted to take everyone to China, the whole team, all 7, 8 of us, whatever it is, and spend a month road tripping around China. And Neo was going to provide the vehicles. Everything's good. I say was. The plan is still on. But with COVID and travel restrictions and quarantining, I'm not sure that's going to work out so well. But eventually, you know, with great relationship with Neo and even Xiaopeng, Xpeng, and they said, look, come on over, take as many cars as you want, go, you know, take them for as long as you need and make some videos. So that's kind of our plan eventually. Yeah, we have a small team at Out of Spec. It can't just be me doing all of this stuff. We have a written editor, Liam. He writes pretty much almost daily now car reviews. We're trying to get to one post a day. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's see, pulling up to the window here. Oh yeah, and I shouldn't forget the ice water for the thermo thing, whatever you call this, hydro flask. That was my Christmas present from Melissa, or Valentine's Day present from Melissa. Yeah, Valentine's Day. Oh, thanks so much for donating money. What? You can do that? Thank you. I appreciate that. How is that possible?
Alright, 531.
Oh, hey, thanks so much. You having a good day?
So far.
Good.
And there's that.
Thank you. And could I have, if it won't take you too long, just an ice water? Thank you.
Alright, and what's this?
Honestly, just
Grande sound?
Grande sounds good. Yep. Cool. Sorry. Super chat. Holy shit. You can actually, oh, sorry, I just cursed. You can spend money, and I knew this was a thing. I didn't think I had turned it on. But thank you. That's so super nice of you. Now, how do I don't even know how to see what the super chats are. Let's see. In Minnesota, we only have one Electrify America station at a Walmart. They better start getting more stations. Totally agree. Let's see. Here's another one. Thanks so much. This one's just money. It doesn't even have a question. Guys, you are freaking awesome. I appreciate you. That's so cool. How is that possible? $2. Hey, you. Hey, that's neat. There we go. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. You have a good one. All right. Got the water. I should have gotten a bigger one, but that was nice of him to hold up the line for a second. All right. Ready to rock and roll. Got my Starbucks, the go-go juice, if you will. We got this Honda CR-V trying to maneuver around. And now let's head back to the highway, shall we? Will I review a Tesla Model Y? Well, I already have. Check out our Out of Spec Reviews channel. I've done a Model Y versus RAV4 Prime, and I'm going to be doing Model Y versus Mach-E versus ID4 this weekend. Coming up, wow, beautiful town here. This is gorgeous. These views, absolutely amazing. Next stop, honestly, don't even know the town. And the Mach-E is really hard at showing you the town. You got an Atlas Cross Sport right there. As long as they turn into their own lane and we turn into ours, we'll be good. And we are. And here we go, getting on I-15 South. I think, yes, the car says turn right. Here we go. Let's do a little wide open throttle, shall we? Holding on to the phone and flooring it. Whoa, pretty good. Good acceleration in the Mustang. Big speed. Yeah, I'm looking up the next stop for you. Hold on one second. Let me take a look. Just merging on. And our next stop's in 45 miles from Cedar City. So I don't actually know. The Mustang doesn't tell me what town it's in, I don't think. It just says Electrify America Walmart Supercenter. It doesn't say what town. So if any of you know what charger's next, that's where I'm heading to. And yeah, 28% state of charge, and it pulled really hard there. Gotta say, impressive acceleration here, even at low state of charge. Is reviews get paid to review Mach-E? I noticed, let's see, something or other. I don't know what that means. We never get paid to review a car, and I'll never accept payment from an automaker for a review. Some outlets do, by the way, do like sponsored deals with big automakers. I'll accept sponsored deals from related car products, from windshield wiper companies, I don't know, but never from from Ford. What am I? We're cutting out? No, I don't want to be cutting out. Hold on. Let's see. Let me know if we're back now. Hopefully we are. Should be good now. Dang, I keep cutting out. Any rattles? No, this car is built solid. Really, really well put together. Yeah, really, really well put together, and wind noise is low. It's extremely windy out right now. I don't know if you noticed when I opened the window to get Starbucks, it was like, psh, and yeah, pretty good. Let's see, flipping the camera around. Look at those views off in the distance. My signal's good. Great to hear. Awesome. Appreciate that, guys. Yeah, look at that truck. You can see it's almost going sideways down the road. The side wind is so strong. You see him getting pushed over on the side there, hitting the white line. Look at him. Almost crab walking. Pretty insane. We're going to just get past him pretty quickly so he doesn't overcorrect and push into us at all. There we go. Nice spirited pass there. I try not to pass truckers too quickly because you don't want to scare them when you come up, but hey, not bad. Low resolution area. Uh-oh. Flipping back around. Blurry. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. This whole live streaming thing is not my forte, but honestly, from my side, it makes the trip go by. How's the 0 to 60 on the Mustang Mach-E? Well, guess what? I did a 0 to 60 on the Mustang Mach-E for our TikTok channel. So go to TikTok, Out of Spec Studios. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't on board with the TikTok thing. I'm telling you, it's the next big platform, I really think. And that is one of the last videos we've done. All right, that would be exit 13, Washington, Utah. Sounds like it's my next stop. I can confirm the exit 13 because it'll give me turn-by-turn directions. Let's see, I'm going to take exit 10 to Green Springs Drive. That's where I'm getting off next. But it sounds like it might be to Washington, Utah. But the car says I'm going to need a 40-minute charge to 63% state of charge. I'm thinking that sounds pretty long. Okay, let's see. Does a better route planner do a good job of factoring in efficiency? Absolutely, yes. Love a better route planner, and can't wait for their systems to start getting baked into cars' UIs. And from what I hear, that might be happening sooner rather than later. What are my thoughts on wind noise from Mustang Mach-E? Really good, super impressive, almost none. I mean, certainly you're going to get on a day like today, you hear the wind coming around. Yeah. Hey, John, I appreciate you spending money here with us. I don't even know what to say. I didn't think I had Super Chat on. Appreciate that. What is the name of my red drink? It is a, I'll give you the full order again because our audience loves the Starbucks drink. I think it's famous now. It's a Trenta strawberry acai with light ice, no water, and no inclusions. And it's a great drink for sure. I don't think this Mustang qualified for the recall. At least we've never received anything. I think it was only 75 cars that had the Mustang Mach-E recall. But I will say the plug-in charge has been working really well today. The Ford gave us 250 kilowatt hours for buying a Mustang Mach-E, and all seems good. All right, coming up on the new Hyundai Elantra, I believe, which I think is one of the first ones I've seen out in the wild. It looks like a rental car spec, pretty base. They're moving along at a pretty good clip. Let's get a little closer and check this thing out. Yep, that is the new Elantra. Hey, it looks pretty good, guys, gotta say. Not a bad looking car on the back end. It's got the Sonata vibes. Hyundai's really killing it right now with their combustion and electric offerings. What a good looking car. She should not be just camping in the left lane though. Definitely should go look to the right. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Hold on. Ah, she just thought she was giving us a thumbs up there. Some random girl driving an Elantra. Thumbs up. That was very nice. Very cool. What do I think about the Ford Bronco? Oh, super rad. Can't wait to test one out. Can't wait to test it against Defender and Wrangler JL. That's going to be really, really neat. Let's see. Can I put Alyssa in more of our videos? Sure. She doesn't necessarily love to be on camera, but she does love to road trip. And so, yes, I will include her where I can. Let me just pull these up really quick. I got the comments went away for a second. Where am I headed? Heading to Los Angeles from Colorado right now. And let's see, we're in Utah. Going to Washington, Utah, it sounds like. Back wipers on, thank you. I just turned that off. And I hit it by accident when I raised up to go check my phone. There's a Mach-E in Arkansas and may have to go test drive one. Yeah, you should. Every dealer is required to keep the cars that are test driven to them or given to them for 4,000 miles right now. They cannot sell a Mach-E unless it has 4,000 miles. They're compensated by Ford for the mileage. So go and drive it. Go put some miles on it. It's in their best interest because they can sell the car sooner. All right. Yeah, you're right. Left lane does have less potholes, but I am a fan of driving in the right lane. What's my miles per kilowatt hour right now? Let's take a look. We are trip update. Since I left the last charger, I'm going to tell you what my miles per kilowatt hour are. 2.1 over 64 miles. Not good. Really windy, and again, speed limit's 80, so we're cruising along at a pretty good clip here, and that's why. And I'm just balancing the arrival state of charge with our predicted state of charge to get us there with somewhere around 2 to 4% state of charge arrival. Is the Mach-E reliable on the Electrify America network? If anything, less reliable. Yeah, not been a great experience so far, although the last 2 charging sessions have been okay. Do I like Lucid? Yeah, love Lucid. I know Peter Rawlinson, the CEO. I know Peter Hochholdinger, who's head of production. I know their engineering team. I've spent a lot of time with them. Really good, solid company. They're going to build a EV that's really great to drive, I think. Derek, thanks so much for using Super Chat. Appreciate that. He loves our channel, and I appreciate you watching. That's so cool. It's really because of you guys that I get to go have fun with cars. So the way I look at this is, all of you make up the channel. So if you ever see me around, or you ever just want to come visit, just let me know. The nice thing is, because of this channel, we have friends wherever we go. So we meet a lot of you, and a lot of our viewers have turned into lifelong friends, which is really a great thing for sure. Love that about this. When's the Lucid coming? Well, Lucid won't be here for another few months. They delayed a bit. I think it's really hard to get stuff right now because of COVID, just in terms of supply, like chips and whatever have you. So yeah, that'll take a little while longer. Pretty sad, because I've been very much looking forward to driving in Air. I've done a full walk-around review of the vehicle in person now, and I want to drive a production one. Would I like to do a road trip to Alaska? Yeah, I actually want to take a Rivian to Alaska, which I think would be really good. 10 to 15 mile an hour headwind here. I definitely feel that. Totally agree. This Mustang's pushing hard through the wind for sure right now. Yeah, and I would argue it's probably more than 15 mile per hour, at least gusts. So yeah, big wind here. We can probably see some of these trucks getting blown around up ahead. What's my opinion on hydrogen-powered vehicles? This is interesting. It's been a topic of discussion recently. I'm actually going to LA now, but I have to come back because we have ID4 coming. But I wanted to grab a Toyota Mirai and live with or drive around a hydrogen vehicle for a few days and fill it. It's hard for me to accurately, talk about a technology that I've never experienced. And I've never experienced a hydrogen car. I'll tell you, my thoughts right now are, why would I use a whole bunch of electricity to then convert something into hydrogen storage, take so much, and then put that back into a car in a tank, which then gets converted back into electricity, which then drives an electric motor, when I can just plug my car into the wall. So I don't get the mentality. But I do get the fast charging thing, or the fast refilling. But yeah, that's all. Finding it hard to believe you can do a cannonball with no Starbucks. Haha, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Super cool of you to donate. And yeah, I think your donation was exactly what my Starbucks drink costs. So I wonder if that's a coincidence. Appreciate that. We did get Starbucks on the cannonball, maybe. Honestly, can't remember. Did I ever visit Charlotte, North Carolina? Oh, a bunch of times. I went to college in North Carolina for a couple years. I lived in North Carolina. I was in Charlotte once every week or two. Yeah, all the time. Yep. Used to do that Raleigh to Charlotte stretch. Go over on I-40 and that road down to Charlotte. You can shred on those roads. Man, I think I hold the record from Raleigh to Charlotte, the speed record, in a Nissan Altima rental car. That's a story only my best friend Ben will know. What college in Charlotte? Well, I went to High Point University for a year and a half, in 2 years, in right outside of Greensboro. So I would go between Raleigh and Charlotte often. All right, let's take a look. We got some interesting stuff going on up here. We got a trailer towing a trailer, it looks like. So let's see what's going on here. We have a trailer with a Polaris side-by-side on it, being towed behind a fifth wheel, or sorry, it is a fifth wheel, being towed behind an old 2500 diesel. Nice truck too. But that is the ultimate American thing right there. Just hook it up until she's 50 feet long. Love it. Does this Mustang Mach-E have autopilot? Well, it's not called autopilot, but yeah, basically the same thing. It's got Copilot 360. It lane centers you really well. Almost every new car has this. And honestly, it's just as good on the highway as autopilot as I would like. So yeah, no problems here. Yep, pretty neat. I gotta say, the Mach-E is a pretty good car. I'm really enjoying this thing on the road. Like, when the charging works and when they can fix their charging curve through software, I really hope they do, because it tapers down to 100 kilowatts way too quickly. Then it'll be a great road tripper. The thing with the Mustang is the hardware is all here. Everything that's kind of I'm having trouble with is all software related, and it has over-the-air software updates to almost every single module on the vehicle, so it can be improved over time. Let's see, what do I think about the 2021 Model X and S interior steering wheel? I assume you're asking about the yoke. I'm gonna wait till I drive it and see it in person, but my initial impressions are not positive. I just don't know how they're going to make the steering ratio work, be safe, and have a controllable experience in an emergency situation. What do I think about the Chinese EV manufacturers? I think people are ignoring them, and you can't. I think these guys are getting it right. They're doing a good job and building some interesting cars. That's why I want to go over to China in September, because we keep talking about China, we keep hearing about it. Again, it's something I want to experience firsthand. So we were planning, as long as COVID lets us, to spend the month of September in China reviewing Chinese EV road trip in some Neos or Xpangs. Let's see. You think the yoke steering wheel will come with cars with full self-driving? That doesn't make sense, because full self-driving doesn't exist. The beta is okay, but you got to take over a ton. So I'm just, that whole thing, I think it's just blown out of proportion. It doesn't do it for me. Personally, I have very little interest in Tesla with the full self-driving thing. I just want to see them make some really badass cars, and they're doing a good job at that. Let's see really quick. Have I driven a Polestar 2? Yes, and I have a review on Inside EVs on that car, and I also a live stream somewhere back in this channel. I drove a Polestar 2, one with the performance pack, one without. Thought it was a great car. A really, really good car. The only problem with Polestar 2 is it's charging, but it's receiving a software update, so I'll test one after the update rolls. And there's, again, all of the press cars are typically in LA, so I'm going to be in and out of there. Would I like van life? Oh, I dream about van life. I would love to just get an electric Tesla semi converted into an RV and just have that as our home base and go wherever. ID4 quietness versus Mach-E. I will test that with a instrumented meter here in just a few days, so I'll let you know for sure, because my hearing's not great. It's not terrible, but these nuances, not think. Guys, you got to look at this view. Absolutely beautiful coming up over the hill here. I'm surprised we have cell service. Man, is this gorgeous. This is the best part about living in the Rocky Mountains. You get stuff like this. It is unmatchable anywhere. I've spent time in the Swiss Alps and the hills in Europe, of course, and something about us out here in the western part of the U.S. is super special, because we come out of these mountains and then we're straight into desert. Has Ford told me they're going to improve the charging curve? No, but around the bush, basically. Yeah, they basically alluded to it. They basically are like, well, just wait for the software update, wait for the software update. And I'm like, well, just tell me what's in there, then I'll wait. Well, thanks so much for liking and subscribing to our channel. That's super cool that you found us here. Appreciate that. You could get a speed record on these straight roads. Oh, yeah, where we're going now, out in the desert, you could just peg the thing at 180 miles an hour all day. And honestly, you wouldn't even see another car. Not to say I would ever do that. I should have glimpse position. Well, actually, we tried the glimpse thing this summer, and it didn't work out so great. We had people that were trying to chase us to catch up to us, and then we would end up slowing down because we'd feel bad that they just drove 2 hours out of their way to come find us, and it just slowed down on our trip. So if we run into you out there, great, but no need to have people trying to come meet up with us. Have I driven an I-Pace by Jag? Oh yeah, many times, tons of time in I-Pace. I love the I-Pace. Problems with the I-Pace are efficiency, charging curve, peak charging rate. The curve's actually not that bad, mostly the peak charging rate, and the interior space with the truck lid being low. But I love the I-Pace, and I'm constantly looking at them used. As soon as I can get like a really nice one for like 30, 35 grand, which won't be more than another year or two, I'll probably just get one because they're so neat. Have I put beer in the front yet? Nope, not in the Mach-E. But that's I've definitely done that in other cars with front trunks. Beer runs in the front trunk, especially if it's cold outside. Keeps it nice and cool. Losing some elevation. My ears are popping here. Am I going to install full self-driving? Well, I don't have it optioned on my car, so probably not. But I'll try it out. You know, we'll see on a friend's car. I've already driven it a couple times. Did I get an invitation to the over-the-air beta program from Ford? No, I did not. And I think it's probably them trying to protect themselves from bugs and issues because they know I'll report on it. And I would never sign anything that says I can't report on updates to a car we bought to report on. So unlikely that we'll get into that program just because of our YouTube channels. And yep, that's interesting. Is the frunk insulated? I don't think very much so in this car. At least not in my Tesla, it's not. Let's see. Bye, thanks for watching. I know this goes on for a while. You can leave whenever you want. I'm just cruising down the road. You stick around, you head out. Doesn't matter to me. I am enjoying the conversation for sure. I'll be back when you reach the charger. Well, if I continue live streaming until then yep, I guess you'll be back. That sounds pretty good. We're just in a truck drag race here in front of us, and I think the guy in front of us finally just won. There we go. Finally just won. Am I on co-pilot right now? Yes, I am. And it's doing a really good job of lane centering, especially this close to a truck. I have the maximum speed set to, let's say, 87 miles per hour. Speed limit's 80. And here's how it accelerates on Copilot 360. Pretty hard acceleration. It's a good system. It gets on the throttle. And here's the wind pushing that truck over into us a little bit. You go back over there, buddy. We don't need a crushed up Mach-E this early on. Yeah, nice day for sure, guys. Beautiful out here in Utah. Man, love it. I love the desert. So cool. Maybe should we try and Baja the Mustang Mach-E? Dave, I hope you're not watching. Hey, good to see you too. Really appreciate that, Daryl. Awesome, dude. Can I adjust the response speed? No, but you can adjust the following distance on Copilot 360. Let's see. Model Y or Mach-E for first timer? Model Y all day long. It's easy. You just plug it in. You don't think about it. It's good. You know, for all of the compromises you have to live with owning a Tesla, the charging infrastructure totally makes up for it. And the compromises are stuff that most people won't realize. For me, it's noise, vibration, and harshness. It's driving dynamics. It's things that they are super impressive, don't get me wrong, but things that I don't necessarily want in my daily driver. I much prefer like a Luxo barge, like I had a Panamera back in the day, Range Rovers. Like I like these big, comfy cars to drive around in, but the compromise for a Tesla is worth it just for the charging infrastructure. Let's see, Clean Ticks, hey, nice to see you, hey. I might lose you. We're going through the hills here in Utah, so the service might be a little spotty. Just let me know if I cut out, and I'll try and pick up where I start from. It's 9:12 p.m. in Kenya. It's 11:14 a.m. here in Utah right now. What laptop do I edit on? Well, I just got Alyssa the new MacBook with the... Alyssa does all of our editing with the new chip in it. That seems to be shredding. We also have a MacBook Pro, and then we have a big, you know, Mac at home that's really the powerhouse that just shreds through the long road trip videos. Anything over like 40 minutes for our MacBook Pros, like our summer road trip, that computer was just living in thermal throttle world the entire time. So yeah, we run through probably 10 terabytes a month of filming, of data. It's quite a bit. Let's see, love the Mach-E, sadly not happening at our house. Yeah, well, I can certainly understand the reasons not to buy the Mach-E. I also understand the reasons to buy a Mach-E. They're still compromised vehicles, these EVs that aren't in a Tesla. Even Teslas are compromised in some cases. I have no warranty left on my Model 3 after 80,000 miles. You are absolutely correct. However, I have a battery and drive unit warranty for 120,000 miles. Basically, anything that makes the car move will be warranted for 120,000 miles. And surprisingly, I checked with my friend who works at a service center. My car's not red flagged for anything. For all of the track use that it's had and all of the abuse we've thrown at it, warranty's still good. Did I order a Model S Plaid or Plaid Plus? I have not ordered a Model S, but I am thinking, but I was talking to my dad last night about a Model S dual motor, a new one. They're like 70 grand, maybe 75 grand. And I'm thinking maybe we get one of those. Plaid, if I'm going to spend 130 plus on an EV like a Plaid, I'm getting a Taycan. So yeah, that'll be the move. ID4 Mach-E, I don't know. Personally, I like the ID4 because it's got sort of the personality of a Beetle. It's kind of fun and quirky. So I'm kind of thinking ID4, but I think I will know at the end of this week because I'm putting the two head-to-head on our Out of Spec Reviews channel. Am I going to keep the Mach-E GT reservation? Well, we're getting enough Mach-E content out of this car. I don't think so. What is my name? Kyle Counter. Not hard to find me. Just Google it. Yep, not hard to find me if you guys ever want to reach out. By the way, if you interact with our Instagram or, yeah, pretty much just all the Instagram stuff on Out of Spec Motoring, Out of Spec Reviews, you're talking to Alyssa. If you message me directly at Virtual Kyle, I will respond. However, I'm not very good at responding on Instagram. Yeah, so for me, base S or base Taycan, I don't like a base Taycan. I want one with options, so probably a base S. But I'd rather spec out my Taycan the way I want it. And honestly, I'm working with our local Porsche dealer. They've become really good friends, and I'm going to put in my ideal build. They're hopefully going to sell it to someone who will trade it in a couple of years, and then I'll buy that. Or who knows, maybe you guys will really watch our videos, and I'll go order a Cross Turismo now. Let's see. We have some beautiful views coming up here in Utah. Roads are a little bumpy. Sorry about the camera shake. Look at how the sun's hitting those peaks off in the distance right there. Best affordable EV for a first timer, just get a used Model 3. 30 grand, 25 grand, whatever they go for. Just get that. Gorgeous views through here. Man, I can't believe they kept the 80-mile-an-hour speed limit through these twisties, too. These are some pretty good roads. What's my favorite pizza topping? The real questions are coming out, folks. Pepperoni sausage all day long. I already did a walk around for the ID4. Yes, I did. I even did a driving review. I was one of the first ones to drive ID4 in the country. Again, we have a pretty good relationship with Volkswagen Group across all of the brands, and I think good working relationship. I respect what they're doing. I think they love our channels. Even though we're small, we're working hard, and I think we're earning their respect more and more. So we're getting more exclusive first drives and things like this, which is really good to see. I'm pleased with that. I certainly want to be super open about all of this with you as well. You know, nothing to hide. It's just early days of what we're trying to do here. Let's see. Just ordered a Model Y and had it for about 2 weeks. And which do I think is better? Hard to say. If you're into driving, the Mach-E is probably better. If you're into road tripping or long distance driving, the Model Y is probably better. That's probably the best way to make that determination. Beautiful views. I keep saying that, but every time I drive on this stretch, on this time of day, it's just gorgeous. I love it out here. It's so cool. Why the move to Colorado? Beautiful views, mainly. Mainly just the views and the people, atmosphere, work-life balance, lots of good places to adventure. What are my thoughts on the Cybertruck? Just joined. Well, hey, thanks for joining. No need to stick around the whole time, but yeah, Cybertruck specs on paper, can't deny it looks good, but it's not a real vehicle, so I'll reserve my judgment until I can touch one and feel one, although I was at the launch, so I did see the prototype. But yeah, I'll wait till I can drive one, till I say anything really informative about the Cybertruck, I guess. It doesn't really do it for me in terms of styling, if you're curious. What do I normally do during 20 to 40 minute charging sessions? Well, honestly, I have enough work to get through then. It's mostly just emails, phone calls, yeah, just a lot of that joking around, normal, boring, day-to-day stuff that we all have to deal with. I do as well. Kilowatt hour Leaf behind. See you later, Leaf. That's a great choice. Big fan of ID4. I think as long as they can get the charging and road tripping and all that stuff to be right, we'll test it out. This could be the Beetle, the new Beetle for Volkswagen, basically. This could be the car to buy, and it might be the car to buy over a Model Y. Price point, range, styling, build quality, features, comforts, everything about this car, ID4 just hits the nail on the head. I'm a big fan, and I've really enjoyed my time with it so far, and I'm excited to drive not a prototype anymore, but now the real production version. It's getting dropped off at my house on Friday. Although I just missed the Volkswagen briefing that I was telling you about. You asked me to stick around, so who knows, maybe I won't make it there. Do I have a mobile hotspot? No, I use my phone for hotspot. I would love the ID4, but the quirks are weird. Yeah, it's a Volkswagen. It's meant to be quirky. The pause and play buttons, the rear switch, all that stuff's got character. I like that kind of quite a bit. Let's see. How long is my ideal charging stop with Alyssa and the dogs? Probably 12 to 14 minutes is my ideal. Like, that's when I start getting antsy. Like, we plug in, we let the dogs pee, we go get a snack, and then we're like, all right, let's just go. I love to charge because I like the adventure of how fast am I going to get, what's the speeds, sharing this with you guys. But I don't like to wait at chargers. Not a fan of waiting around. So that doesn't sound great. What do I normally charge the Tesla to? Honestly, 50%. I just drive that car around town, so I never charge it past 50%. I run it down to 40%, plug it back in, back to 50. Although the guys full charged it today. Timon, Liam, Drew, our friend from Martian Wheels, and Alice, they're all down at the racetrack this morning doing some track battles with it. So I'm sure I'll get back and my car won't have any tires left. But that's okay. I got some new ones coming anyway. We're doing some deals and work with Nokia, which I'm excited about. Again, I'll only work with manufacturers that I believe in, and not automakers, but service providers. And Nokia's not an OEM tire provider. And we're doing a little series with their tires that they're specifically engineering for EVs, which I think is cool. How are the seats in the Mach-E? Not great, folks. Not for me. Yeah, I'm getting the new Nokian R10 EV winter tires sent over for testing. And we're going to do like a little road trip and highlight the things you can do with these tires, which I think will be interesting because it's genuine feedback from me, and really cool company that supports us so we can keep making videos for you. I think that's the most ethical way to fund our video side of the business. All right, going for a pass of a boat right now. Here in Utah, there's quite a few lakes that you can take a boat out on, and so here's one. We're going for a pass. Pretty exciting stuff here on the Out of Spec Motoring live stream. We pass a boat in a Mustang. Let's see, what office chair do I use at home? Wow, you guys have the best questions ever. Honestly, I don't know, but I don't really fit it that well, and it's an excuse for me to go and start getting into shape. Wherever we are, must be close to St. George, I guess. We're 5 miles from our charger. I should probably pay attention. And lots of cars merging on the highway here. Let me flip this back around. Yeah, let's pull up the nav here on the screen. I'm just looking to see exactly where I should be going. Boxers or briefs? Boxers. Let's see. What do I think about Sync 4? It's really annoying because I hate the touchscreen beep. I'm sure you guys can hear this. Take a listen. I don't know if you can. But I keep turning it off and it keeps turning itself back on. So thoughts on Sync 4 right now? Infuriating because of the beep. Appa's probably going to stay. We'll see. That's our foster dog. We're thinking about keeping him. Is the torque the same as a Tesla? Yeah, this thing moves pretty good. Down to 10% state of charge right now. And moves good. Let's see. Hold on one second. What is my favorite reptile? If turtles count as reptiles, I love turtles. That's probably how that goes. Am I going to Texas anytime soon? Yes, we're going to go to the Goodyear tire testing facility in Texas here in a few weeks. Let's see. Okay, is this our exit? Nope, 2.6 miles, 2.5 miles more. Here in Washington, Utah, which I think is near St. George, but I don't know for sure. What's my fourth favorite dog? Haha, 209 John, longtime viewer of the channel. John, I appreciate all your support over the years of watching us. I don't know what my fourth favorite dog is. I only have 3 favorites. They're the ones at home, and they're all equal. How is Appa doing? Appa's doing really well. You know, he was really scared when we took him home. If you're curious who Appa is, this is from the last video we posted. We picked up a foster dog, a St. Bernard, 110-pound, 18-month-old dog, 100-pound dog. And yeah, he's really settling in at home, loving Blue and Ellie. Slept in the bed with us the other night. He was so cute, snuggling around. He got his first bath, obviously, in his life, which was pretty sad. And yeah, he's really just seems to be opening up and being a really happy dog. Right now, we really need to work on introductions with new people. So Alyssa's going to have friends come over and things like this so that he can be introduced to different people and animals, because he was really quite mean when we first met him. So moving on over here, coming into Washington, Utah. Been here many times. Dinosaur tracks at Johnson Farm. Sounds pretty cool. How soon before I do another cannonball run? Probably not so soon. You know, my whole goal is not to be shredding across the country. I don't necessarily like the image it portrays. I think it hurts us, honestly, and gives everyone an impression that we drive very quickly, and it could hurt relationships with automakers. So I just want someone to be doing cannonballs. The reason I took the Taycan was because no one was telling the CCS story, and I said, look, we just have to do this. This is our place to do it. But if people keep doing records as quickly as they have been, then as long as someone is pushing the technology and doing it properly, that's all I care about. We're exiting right here for the Electrify America charger. So right now, place your bets. Will it charge on the first go, and will it fault out? Here we go. This is the Electrify America game show, pulling up to the Washington, Utah station. I've been here many times, and yeah, I think the goal here is for you can, you know, put some money on the table between you two. No need to donate to Super Chat if you don't want to, obviously. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm saying let's put some money out together and let's see if this thing will charge. So who knows? We might be all pleasantly surprised. Again, the last charging session was about as good as it can get. So sitting here at this beautiful underpass, you know, Washington, Utah really does landscaping quite well. You can see off in the distance, those trees are quite nice. We have some ambulances coming through. The ambulance. Here he comes. What's the max charging speed for Mach-E? I've seen 167 kilowatt peak, but it doesn't stay there for more than 5 seconds. All right, now I need to pay attention. I think it's at the Walmart up here on the left, if I remember. All right. There's also an In-N-Out over here. Love In-N-Out. This is a busy town for sure. Mustang looks good in this grabber blue here in the daylight. This is the first time we've had it really out in the harsh sunlight. It's really, really nice. Don't miss your turn. Yeah, I know. This is pretty great. Let's see. What is the Mach-E range? Well, EPA rates it at 270 miles, and I will run it through my 70 mile per hour test that I run every EV through for Inside EVs, one of our partner sites. So we'll try that out here in a little bit. Love the Jeep JK in front of us. Yeah, it's in that pretty good blue color. Let's take a look. Have some adventuring. Whoa, flipping around. Have some stickers of the places they've been. Don't see any Moab stickers, though. That thing should be out at Moab. Let's see. Fault out. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see what happens here when we get to the charger, if it works or not. Don't forget to place your bets and comment. Will we have a perfect charging session, or will there be some kind of issue? Is the Mach-E good when it comes to routing fast chargers on the nav? I would say it's good sometimes and bad sometimes. So on the first try, it tried to route me to a 7 kilowatt charger. I'm like, oh, that's not starting off so well. But since then, since I've been on the trip, it's been doing a pretty good job, I'd have to say. I can still optimize better than it can, so I kind of ignore it for the most part. But again, pulling in 10% state of charge, that's about where you want to be with the Mustang, maybe even a little bit higher, because again, if you plug in at low state of charge, it really limits the rest of the charging curve. So we might do a plug and replug if it tapers too hard. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my video on out-of-spec reviews on the charging curve of this car. It's time-based, it's not sensor-based. So you can trick it into plugging and replugging to go back up to max speed after it tapers. Southwest Utah has palm trees. Yeah, I guess so. There's some palm trees over here in the distance. And let's see, we're just going to flip the camera around. Where's the button? There we go. Yeah. Will the EA stations benefit from the wet rag trick? Probably not. I think the connector is a little bit too big to make that cooling effect happen. Also, they're thermally cooled all the way to the connector pins, which I believe are silver-plated copper connectors. So they're really good at conducting heat, so whisking away the heat, and good conductors of electricity without losses. I don't think it would help that much, really. Do we need to find you a Pandas? Man, wouldn't that be the ultimate road trip? A live stream with a Panda and a Starbucks? No, I'm actually feeling like something a little bit more healthy today, though, to be honest. So let's go through the intersection. This guy's pulling out. Don't crash into us. Here we go. Full throttle. We're going to get in front of him because I got to turn right up here at Walmart. Buick, out of the way. Here we go. Multiple lane changes. Grand Theft Auto, Mustang Mach-E style. Ooh, that's a good looking Lexus GX right there, blacked out with the Thule roof box. I like that. Okay, now we look for the Chargers, and they're right there on the left. So let's make a left turn in front of the Murano. Heading over to the Chargers. This is a one-way. Going down the one-way. I should have just stayed on the main road. Can I pull through? Not really. And now let's try not to run anyone over in the parking lot. I am known to kind of not watch for pedestrians as much as I should. So pedestrian safety tech is a needed feature for me on vehicles. And let's plug into a spot where we have multiple charging options. So I'm going to pull over here so I can use either station. Boom. We've arrived. So now what I'm going to do is flip my phone. Let's just think about the best way to do this here so you can see. We're going to flip my phone so you can see the charger. Whoa. Can you see the charger? We got something blocking you here. Now you can see, right? Hopefully. Comment if you're all good here. Great. Now let's get it plugged in. We're going to try plug and charge. You know what? I'm just going to take you with me. I can take you mobily. Let's do this. Can someone screen record this right now so I can use this in the YouTube video because I'm not recording on a normal camera? So, and just email it to me. That would be awesome if one of you can just start a screen recording immediately. Cool. Let's get this plugged in then. Plug and charge. Nice and toasty out here. It's got to be 70, 75 degrees. CCS connection in. It takes a full 60 seconds to connect and communicate. And connecting to vehicle, again, this is the Tesla-like experience that we've all been wanting, where you just roll up and plug in. You don't have to swipe any apps, load any payment. You just do it. So let's see. Are we going to have a fault or are we going to be good? And yeah, well, again, we have to wait a full 60 seconds. It's still connecting to the vehicle. Lots of communication, I guess, has to go through here. Once it communicates with the vehicle and everything's good, then it figures out how you're going to pay for it, which is through the CCS connection, through Ford's plug-and charge system. And now, yep, so okay, it's agreed with the vehicle, and now it's processing payment. Cable cooling has just kicked on. Authorized, initiating charging, contactors are clicking. We're at a 350 kilowatt station. We've ramped up to high-speed cable cooling, so the car's requested more than 50 kilowatts. Or I should say more than 125 amps. I believe is when cable cooling ramped up to high speed. And will we work? Will we work? This screen takes a little while. There we go. Thanks for choosing Electrify America. And it's working. 144 kilowatts, guys. That's pretty sweet. So ripping on through. Couldn't ask for an easier experience, maybe a faster handshake, but hey guys, that just plugged and charged and worked. And we're doing 153 kilowatts right now. So the Mustang Mach-E doesn't have any sort of charging speed inside. And yeah, that's good. 153 kilowatts still, ripping on through. Nice. I'm glad it worked because I think there's potential here. I just want it to work every time. This is how you open the door in the Mach-E, by the way. And you can see here inside, this is the information that I have shown to me. We have fast charging active, and it says 80% by 12:16. It's currently 11:35. And we have no idea how much speed we're getting. So I'm going to have to keep my binoculars on watching that screen, which I can't even see with the sun hitting it. and now we look for our next charging stop. So we're going to go to Los Angeles, Recents. Boom. And yep, that looks like a good route. Not too far away. Definitely will make it there by tonight. All right, so it says we're going to charge 4 times. Let's see, here we're going to charge to 63%, but it doesn't actually know that we're here and charging, so it doesn't say when you're ready to leave, which I think is crazy. Then we're going to go to Las Vegas South. Then we'll go to, I'll probably won't go to the EVgo thing because I like plug and charge. We'll just go to the Baker Electrify America site, which is right down the street from there. And then we'll stop here in Barstow probably. And then we're into LA doing the Cannonball route that we just did. So the thing is, this doesn't tell you the towns. I just know where they are because I do this route. But this is kind of annoying. You know, you can't click on any of these chargers and get more info. So and you can't even zoom. So you don't really know what charger is where in what town, which I think is a pretty big bummer for sure. Yep. So I'll take you on a tour of the Mustang Mach-E while it's charging up. Here's the back of it. Yeah, it beeps like that, and a super loud horn every time you get out and you leave the keys in it. God, little things like this bug me. I have the out-of-spec motoring license plate on it because it's not registered yet. It's on temporary tags. Opening up the trunk, we have the level 1, you know, NEMA 515 to J1772 connector. I have my one suitcase with me. Closing the trunk here. Juicing up still pretty good. Let's keep an eye on the charging speed. 108 kilowatts. See that, how it ramped down there? Now comment if you want me to unplug and replug, and let's see if the time-based charging curve, I'm pretty sure it will let us go back up to 160 kilowatts for another couple minutes. Should we try this? Comment below. While we're waiting for that comment, I will open up the front trunk and show you what's under there. By the way, really funny thing here. It says horsepower. So yeah. All right, let's unplug and replug, and then I'll show you the trunk. So let's just take a look at our stats here for settings. Okay, we're at 108 kilowatts. Let's stop charging. By the way, this is a safety issue. Anyone can walk up to an EA charger and just hit stop. Don't really share that around because that would suck if people start doing it, but I think that's kind of a bummer. So now we stop charging. It says we've gotten 7 kilowatt hours. Thank you. Let's finish this up. There we go. I have to wait for this screen to go away until I can plug in again. Okay, now we will take it, plug back in. While this is doing its communication and handshake, I'll show you underneath the frunk here. Really good sized front trunk, I think. You can take this partition out just with these few little pop rivets. It's got cup holders built into the front trunk for tailgating, which is kind of neat. It's got Mustang logos all over the place, of course. It even has the little, I've locked a baby in here, get them out. Okay. Front trunk closed. Look at all the bugs on this thing. Brutal. All right, we're ramping up. Yeah, this handshake just takes so long that I think it would be slower to do the unplug and replug, but interesting test to see if we ramp back up to max speeds. Let's continue here. We're still using the free charging from Ford, the 250 kilowatt hours. Haven't used up all of that yet. Let's see. And we are at 73 kilowatts, and then give it 1 second to refresh for the next screen, 146. So my theory is correct. That way you can just unplug and replug and follow the max charging speed, 156 kilowatts. And again, we were down to what, 104, 108, something like this. So that's a real big difference for sure right there. Real big difference. Hey, how's it going?
Great. Hey, is it? So this is energy fuel for your cars?
Yeah. It's basically how you just plug it in and then it charges it up. Yeah, so we're doing, you can see here 157 kilowatts right there on the screen, which is pretty good. And now it's already started to taper down to 136, as you can see. I don't think it's bad for the battery. I think the battery can take it just fine. Yep, now down to 111. So it only gives you a few seconds at max speed and then tapers down to the regular charging curve right here at the bottom, which I think is pretty interesting. Let's see. Grab some Starbucks. Yeah.
Do you have a couple extra dollars or some change I could spare off of you?
I don't, man. I'm sorry. We're just shooting a program right here. I apologize. Have a good one. Yep, Alyssa always says, don't give money, give food and stuff. And I guess I could have given them water, but oh well. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the honk's annoying, right? They should just figure out a way to turn that off when it's plugged in on a DC fast charger. And the thing is, if you shut the car off, you get no screen, so you can see everything goes away. And you can't actually even see what state of charge you're at. So if you want to see your charge rate, you have to keep the car on, but then if you get out of the car, it honks. Just these little bug things are really bugging me here with this car. Let's see. I actually don't have any cash, but even if I did, I think Alyssa always says, give him food. I don't know. You guys tell me. Was I right or wrong there? Let's hop back in. All right. Alyssa is right. Okay. Yeah. I think that is correct. You can turn the honk off in settings. Oh, Mach-E Vlogs in the house. Awesome YouTube channel. They just picked up the identical Mustang Mach-E. Friend of ours in Denver. And yeah, he's going to have a ton of YouTube videos on Mustang Mach-E. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Can I turn off the honk? Mustang Mach-E Vlog, if you know exactly where the charger, or I should charger. What am I trying to say? I'm all confused. If you know where the honk setting is, let me know. I'm going to switch that off now. And the screen beep is back on. I keep turning the beep off, which is super annoying. Hey, I just got a text. Just got a text from my friend Dan at Zero. They're sending some bikes out to us. So we'll have some Zero electric bikes coming soon. Pretty exciting. Why didn't it charge faster? It's got a weird charging curve. 73 degrees, nice and toasty. We're at 27% state of charge right now. It has a estimated 80% at 12:14 p.m. It's currently 11:43. Let's see. And yeah, pretty good. I just wish the charging was faster. That really sucks on the road trip. I'm just going to step out for 1 second, check our charging speed, because I can't actually see it, but I want to keep my phone on the mount. 1 second. Yep, just sitting at 110 kilowatts, and not bad, but not great. This is a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, 88's usable. It should charge faster. Let's see. Did you select a different profile and then back to yours, and it'll reload my settings? Okay, let's try that. All right, I've reselected my settings now. Okay, and the beep is back. That didn't work. But good try. And maybe it didn't work because it was already back on. Let's try it the other way. Let's go back to touch screen. Here's the thing. Now it works. Now it's off. Maybe it did work. Am I coming to Phoenix anytime soon? I don't really have any reason to go to Phoenix, I don't think. So no plans to go there anytime in the immediate future, I will say. Yeah, we're at 30% state of charge, still doing 110 kilowatts. Not bad. Does it for sound and towed. Let's see. Unlocking charge cord. Oh, guys. Charge station fault. Here we go. Here's the fun starting. Charge station fault. C manual. Let's see what the Electrify America screen says. Here we go. And stop beeping at me. It says vehicle protocol error. This is the issue I keep seeing here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to unplug this one. Let's just use another station just because. We'll use this one. I hate to use the Chatamo one because the Leafs are the only, it's the only Chatamo, but I'll unplug for them if they come. This one looks damaged, but I think it's just the outer covering. You can see they're built, here's all the connection info for this handle. All right, I got to do two hands to get this one in. 1 second. There we go. Locked in. Sorry about that. That must have been wild to watch on a computer. You guys went upside down. And now we are connecting here in the bright sun, connecting to vehicle. You probably can't even see it. We'll let it connect and you'll be good to go. Yeah, everyone on Twitter thinks I don't have a Tesla because I am driving this car. It's like, no, I have a Tesla. I just want to report on the current state of non-Tesla electric vehicle road trips. I think this is really, we're the only ones highlighting this stuff across multiple different EV makers as journalists. And it's a really unique position for us to be able to do that. And it's really important, and no one's really getting it right yet. No one's really getting it right. Again, I'm not sure if this is an EA fault or the car. My gut tells me this is a Mustang issue, not EA. Yeah, and you know, honestly, I'm not even a Tesla guy. I would prefer to own a non-Tesla personally, but I love Tesla for the charging network. All right, initiating charging. Let's see. Man, these screens get pretty dirty, don't they? Continue. Let's see what we're getting. So we were down to 110 kilowatts. It's another replug and unplug test, I guess. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, see, I don't think EA is the problem for these things, guys. Everyone keeps saying, get EA, get your shit together. I really don't think this is on EA. I think this is on the Mustang. I think I've only had one EA specific fault this entire trip. But I could be wrong. Look, I don't know. I don't want to defend EA here if they're really at fault. 125 kilowatts. Will we go any higher? You know, the thing for me is, now we're just sitting at 126. The thing for me right now with the charging networks, with everything the way it is, I have no question that I'll make it there. As I'm saying that, the cable cooling just stopped. Okay, never mind. Forget what I was saying. I was going to say I have no question I'll make it there. And now it says stop reason vehicle protocol error again. Just faulted again. Oh no, we can't win. Blinking red. Okay, let's go back to the 350 kilowatt station. Let's go over here. We'll take another connector just because we can. Let's get this one plugged in here. There we go. And some people were saying, you know, hold it in for the communication. The communication's fine. It's plugged in there. It's in. You don't have to hold it up on Mustang. And yep, so far we're up to fault session number 2. Guys, look, you know, I don't want to make it up. My goal is not to make cars look bad or look good. My goal is just to report on the current state of electric vehicle motoring. And like I said, I hope someone's recording this because I want this to go in the YouTube video so everyone can watch it later on. Oh, pretty good converted van right there. Those things are pretty rad. That's a brand new one too. All right, initiating charging. Glad you guys like the live streams. I like doing them. They're really fun. Great to have the time go by on a trip for sure. Are we keeping the dog? Yes, I think we may keep the dog. We don't know for sure. Up to 74 kilowatts here. Let's wait for the tick up, the refresh. 109 kilowatts. Damn, it's ripping. 158. Holy crap. This thing is shredding right now for a Mustang. 159 kilowatts. You know, this is crazy. And the, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the vents are open right here. These just opened up and it's pulling air and it's cooling the battery pack. So the thermal systems are running on the Mach-E just fine. 159 kilowatts holding steady. I really don't think the Mustang has a problem taking this much charging speed at all. The vehicle is on, so it's running air conditioning and everything. Nice and cool in here. Here is our trip stats, by the way. We drove 100 miles at 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. And what's the temp outside? It's 73. The car doesn't give me details about battery pack temp or anything. So yeah, this is welcome to road tripping non-Tesla EVs. Honestly, I wish it was different. I want it to be different. I'm doing these trips to try and make them different than this, but this is the sad reality. It's a lot of unplugging and replugging. And man, you would think this is not rocket science. I'm a car, I'm a charger, connect and charge. Just get through the protocols. But this is just, I guess, really difficult stuff. I don't know. Well, at this rate, we'll get 2% per minute. That sounds about right. Yeah. But here's the thing. The charger is now gone to its home screen, and I have no idea how fast we're charging because the Mustang doesn't show you anywhere. I just think that's a huge issue. All right. To turn off honk, we're going to go to settings. This is good. So let's think. Car, settings, vehicle locks, vehicle locks. Let's see if I can find it. Locks, boom. Okay. Audible feedback off. Okay, there we go. Sounds good. Now let's try that out. If I get out of the car and shut the door, now it shouldn't honk, right? Hey, hey. No, never mind. It honked. What the hell? Thanks for the try, but it didn't work. Live streams keep you awake on the road. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. I really enjoy it. And let's see. There are like 3 places you have to turn it off. Well, that seemed to be the only one I could find. Anyway, it's fine. Doesn't really matter too much. Just going through comments real quick. Yeah, this is an interesting experience. Look, I love the Mach-E. I think it's a great driving car, and I think the charging is letting down all of these other non-Tesla EVs. The cars themselves are fantastic, all the same qualities you would expect from a really well road tripping car, or just a car to drive. But then you get to the charger, and it's like this just makes you never want to have one. So this is why I keep saying I don't think EVs are ready for the masses. I think you should buy a Tesla if you're going to road trip. Personally, I like this adventure, but yeah, there's nothing in the vehicle showing rate of charge. Charging is critical. No one gets it. It just says driver door ajar, full accessory power active. I don't care. Doesn't show anything here. And there's nothing you can do in this screen to show charging power. You go to your trips, you go anywhere. It doesn't show anything about your charging. And even if I go into the charging settings, for example, charge, it just shows our state of charge. It shows when we're going to reach 80%, but it doesn't show how fast we're going to get there, which I just think is ludicrous, truly ludicrous. So you have to get out, even if it's pouring raining, check your charge rate, which you have to do because yesterday I checked and we were down to 30 kilowatts at this speed. Now what's interesting is the Ford app for this car, because I activated it with plug-in charge, is telling me to unplug because I'm going to get idle fees, but it's charging. Why are you sending me real-time notifications about idle fees right now? Pretty funny. Anyway, I don't want to be too hard on the Mustang. I really think that they need to work on their charging plan with EA. The fact that this car is advertised and certified to work on this network, it's proven to me that it's not. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. And I really think, if you're going to release a new EV and you just want someone to test it before media coverage goes, let me know, and we'll certainly do that because some of these charging bugs are just insanely crazy that we just keep finding from all of these automakers. So let me know if you want it. You want our help there. Let's see. I need the stick to keep in the car to push the button. Yeah, well, that's what I had when I did my 0 to 100% test. I was reaching out the window with a giant stick, pushing the buttons here to keep the screen up on the kilowatt rate. Which is, there you go, 111 kilowatts. Seems to like to sit around there. So I think what Ford did is they let it charge really fast just to say that they charge at 150 plus kilowatts. But in actuality, you're really going to get 110 max consistently. What is the blue color called? Grabber Blue is this color. Yep. And it's only available for the first edition or the GT, which will be coming soon. I'm the Mustang guinea pig for charging. Yeah, I think we are, except one of our followers actually took one across the country, and it sounded like he didn't have very many issues. I believe his name's Sergio. Anyway, if he's watching or if any of you know who he is, I'd love to just have a quick call with him, chat with him about his experience, because it sounded pretty positive. RAV4 Prime, awesome car for sure. Yeah, I think that might be a great choice if you're road tripping. Plug-in hybrids make sense for that kind of stuff. And, I'm not really a fan of plug-in hybrids, but I certainly understand why people buy them. So we're at 46% state of charge right now. Touch to return, wait for the lag. Still waiting, there we go. 105 kilowatts. Do I think ID4 will experience these issues? Hard to say. We're going to test it. It's a Volkswagen product. It should work on Electrify America, another Volkswagen product. So I hope it doesn't have that many issues. Let's see. What is my favorite electric SUV? Hard to say. I don't really have one. I'm not really an SUV electric kind of guy. Rivian seems cool. Here we go. Just putting you back on the mount. Man, at least it's quiet when you close the door and cool in here. It's not hot. Man. Yeah, see, I hope you guys understand why I'm not so hot on everyone driving electric cars right now. It's great for you guys and me as the guinea pig audience pushing the technology. We'll look back in 10, 20 years on these early days laughing about, this charging issues and like, wow, can you believe that, the Cannonball record was 44 hours? Like, now we're doing it in 30s, like all these things. But it's just not for the masses. But it won't get better, I think, unless we do this. Our Cannonball trips with the Porsche, working with the engineers, has a direct improvement on that product. No question. And it will have in future updates. And hopefully the same's here with the Mustang. So, yep. This is, it's fun for me. It's fun for us. We're able to bring content to you about all this stuff, but it's not easy. It's easy. I mean, you just plug and unplug, but it's not simple, I should say. Same specific Mustang you drove before, different car. That was a pre-production prototype, I believe, that I had in Michigan. And I shot a 0 to 100% charging curve on that car. And I spoke to Ford engineers about it because I was pretty weirded out by it. And they said, oh, no, that's early software stuff. We're not sure. And I'm like, okay, well, how about this? I just won't post that and then get me a production car soon. And then they never dropped one off at the house. So I talked to Dave. I said, yeah, we got to buy one of these things. So that's why we have this. Anything in the works with Rivian? Yeah, I've spoken to them a few times. They're aware that I'm intending on trying to take one of their vehicles up to Alaska. They seem to be pretty receptive to the idea. So if you guys want to see that too, make sure you ping Rivian if you ever have the chance and say, hey, you'd love to see Out of Spec take one to Rivian. Take one to Alaska. And that would be pretty cool. Do you think there should be a standard port for all cars to have so many different standards? There are. It's just CCS or Tesla. CHAdeMO's gone. You can argue with me, but you just shouldn't put in any more CHAdeMO stations. Yeah, so you're either going to have Tesla or CCS, which I think is totally fine and acceptable. Have some people over here next to the car staring at me, and I don't really understand it. And they're just looking at me. Yeah, it's not a true Mustang to you, do you think? No. We're shooting a little program here. Do you want to tell our audience that you don't think it's a true Mustang?
No, but it's not.
Right. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I certainly think the Mustang culture with a big V8 and big smoky burnouts, that's what I truly love. And
no, that's not cool.
Yeah. Well, great for your feedback. We're going to share that here for sure. So thank you for that. So some Walmart employees walked up to say they did not like the Mustang Mach-E, which, cool. I'd like to hear everyone's feedback. I'm glad she was so honest. The thing is, she didn't like that they called it a Mustang. So I get it. A lot of people don't. I'm a Mustang fan. Look, I just had GT500 on track. I like regular Mustangs. Personally, it doesn't bug me that they called it a Mustang. It is the Mustang of SUVs. But some people disagree, and that's really on Ford. Doesn't matter to me if they like it or not. I don't care. We're just providing content on it. But I will say the overwhelming majority of people who have come up to this car are very positive. Thumbs up on the road everywhere. People taking pictures. Yeah, so who knows? Seems pretty good. But I do love that she just walked up on her smoke break. It was like, I don't like your car. It's so funny. I was like, yeah, we come on the program. She didn't want to come on camera, of course. Is this the same Mustang I reviewed prior? As I was saying, no, it's not, but it's the same spec. That was a pre-production car. This is a production version. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm thinking maybe we should start wrapping up this live stream. What do you guys think? I don't know. We've been going for 124 minutes. I'm kind of getting tired of talking. do a burnout. It actually won't do a burnout, but it will drift. But it won't do a straight line standing burnout. This one's the all-wheel drive. Can I show us the trunk frunk in space? If you actually go back, which I believe is a feature, I just, when we arrived to this charging station, showed the trunk and the front trunk. So you should be able to see that. Yeah, I love that she just walked up, literally just said, I don't like your car. It's not a true Mustang. That will go down in history as one of the best things that's ever happened at a charging station. She's so cool. Likelihood of Tesla releasing a CCS adapter. And hey, thanks so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I think it is unlikely for Tesla to release it in the US market. I don't think they want their customers to have this experience. And I think it's purely experience based. EVgo is putting in Tesla connectors themselves, even though they're slow chargers, 125 amp, 50 kilowatt on the high pack voltage Model 3 or S with the big battery. And I just don't think there's a need for it really at all. You just get a CHAdeMO adapter if you want it. See, personally, I would like it, but I think you're going to have too many people like my mom that are going to buy that adapter, show up to EA, and then they're going to get frustrated. And of course, they're going to blame Tesla for not helping them charge because it's so easy on a supercharged network. In Europe, it works better. I think people are more receptive to learning about new technology, just the European culture in general. And they're much more analytical, specifically in Germany. Here in the US, we just want to plug this shit in and get it to charge. I mean, that's kind of what it comes to. Sorry for cursing. I apologize. So yeah, I'm not sure it totally works. Yeah, you guys are welcome for the live stream. I really appreciate you watching. I guess we'll keep it going for a little bit longer. If I cut out for a second, I'm just going to check my notifications. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Let me just, I hope you're not just seeing my hand go through here, but let's see. Just have to make sure nothing important has come across. Doesn't look like anything crazy important. And sorry if you're one of the unimportant people that I just said I'm not responding to right now on the live stream. Yep, all looks good. Okay, we'll keep it going. Sure. Next Starbucks on me. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. That's super, super kind of you. That's awesome. And now I'm just going through, there we go. No freezing. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, just had to check some emails. No major fires that I have to put out. So yeah, screw it. We'll just keep the live stream going. I may get a little tired though. Watching from the Netherlands. Hey, so cool. We were just in the Netherlands. Yeah, last summer, Alyssa and I went over, spent some time in Amsterdam, went east from there, and then ripped up Germany, some Autobahns, which was really great. What do I think about the Cadillac Lyriq? Well, not a production car, so can't really say much. The styling's actually starting to not seem as bad to me, but I'm not a styling guy. And yeah, so John, you bought a $450 CHAdeMO adapter. Thanks for the super chat. You claim it's a waste of money. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should rely on it for everyday charging. It's a great backup. I've used mine probably 20 times in the 80,000 miles that I've driven my Tesla recently. But I've had mine for years, and I've probably used it a total of 50 times. I used to use it more when superchargers weren't as prevalent, but then more superchargers went in, so why would I go to a paid station? I get free charging, and it's way faster at a supercharger. Can you charge a non-Tesla Tesla station in the US? For destination chargers, yes. Actually, I only have Tesla charging stations at home, level 2 chargers, but at a supercharger, no, you cannot. So, yep, cannot do that. It does VIN recognition even if you have an adapter, and I've yet to see a non-Tesla successfully charge there. Matt, thanks for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. That's super nice of you. So given this experience and Cannonball, would you recommend a 4S Cross Turismo as a road tripper or Go Plaid Plus or non-EV entirely? Depends on your level of adventure. I think Tesla is going to give you the easiest charging experience. Taycan's going to give you the coolest looking. I mean, I like if I see someone in a Tesla and someone in a Taycan, I'm like, oh, that dude got a Taycan. He knows what's up. So there's a cool factor there. There's also, Taycan works pretty well on Electrify America, really fast charging. You have access to higher power chargers. So the Taycan's probably going to be faster to road trip, but you may run into some bugs here or there. So it depends on how open to that you are. Personally, I would go 4S Cross Turismo or just a 4 Cross Turismo. I mean, I'm going to go drive the, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Never mind. Let's continue talking about not Porsche stuff. Let's see. cool to see you talking and testing EVs without being against ICE. Look, guys, I have a whole channel dedicated to testing combustion vehicles. I love V8s. We just had the Ram TRX, a 700 horsepower pickup truck. That thing's badass. I'm all about that. But I love EVs too. I just love cars and technology and pushing them. Personally, I don't care if people buy an EV or not. Honestly, if they don't buy an EV, that's one less person to block me at a charging station. So, yeah, it really doesn't matter to me what people buy as long as they're happy with their choices. All I'm trying to do is provide the current, true, accurate state of a vehicle in its time. You should get spoilers on live chat. The problem is it saves on YouTube, and I don't want to say some cool pre-production stuff I'm going to be driving soon, which will be super exciting. The Cross Turismo has gravel mode, 20 millimeters higher. Yes, it does, and that was a great car to drive. That was a hard secret to keep. I had to not tell anyone about that car for 2 months, and that was really cool. How's the new puppy doing? We have the foster dog Appa. We've mentioned a few times. He's great. He's sticking around. Really good dog. Kyle's neighbor must be wondering what's going on with the TRX and the vet and all this stuff. And you guys only have seen like half the stuff in the driveway. Our neighbors are so confused that we have multiple people a day driving past our house taking pictures of the driveway. So I think we need to get like a little building to put everything in, because we're starting to make a scene, and we're also starting to get known around our town. And like, I can't go to like Starbucks without like 10 people coming up and saying hey, which is really wild. I love to meet them, but you know, I love to talk about cars so much that it takes me forever to go anywhere. So and I think that's mostly because TikTok shares our videos around locally first. I think it's a very localized audience, so people recognize us from our new TikTok channel, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Do you recommend Mach-E or ID4 or Mach-E or Mach-2? I don't know what a Mach-2 is. Maybe Model 2. I don't know what that is. That's not really confirmed, is it? Yeah, Mach-E or ID4. I don't know. We'll see for sure. We're at 64% state of charge. I think we might be able to actually get going out of here. I wasn't paying attention. Very unlike me, lax road tripping while live streaming. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to shoot a little segment for the YouTube video. If you can just hold on for 1 second, talk about the charging bugs that we had here, and then I'm going to jump back in the car and we'll head out. So no reason to unplug while I'm shooting a segment. Let me just go run around. I'll be back in a minute. If you'd like, I will flip you around this way. This way, and you can watch me film for the YouTube video if you're into that, right out through this window. I'm going to stand over here. Oh, there's a Chevy Bolt pulling up right now. Cool. And there they go. They're going past. They just stopped, looked at the Mustang, and rolled on by. So, all right, so let me film a bit for the YouTube channel. Can someone remind me the name of the town that we're in? Washington, Utah, right? I think it's Washington. Welcome to beautiful Washington, Utah, where we're charging up the Mustang Mach-E. Initially, we plugged in, we charged perfectly, really good session initially. We're doing a little live stream audience over here in the car. We then unplugged, plugged back in to test some charging curve stuff. It ramped back up to max speed, and then we started to have some charging faults, moved around, but we have a pretty solid session right now. We plugged in at 20% state of charge. We're up to 66%. Heading out here momentarily. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I just had to film a little bit. That's all right. Oh no, you're totally fine. Oh, did you guys have the Bolt that just drove past? Oh, congrats. How are you?
Happy, but since I saw this, I love this car.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, you're more than welcome to take a look at it if you would like. And we're just doing a little live stream program here, so I'm sorry I have to hold my phone. But how are you enjoying your Bolt so far? Very cool. And what year is it that you purchased?
2020.
2020. Leftover. And I imagine you probably got a pretty good deal on it. Nice. Yeah, that's so neat. And yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time with Bolt. I've driven them some distances. Have you gone on any trips yet?
Not really. We bought it about 300 miles from here, so coming home.
Oh, wow. And did you stop and charge on the way?
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, cool. And how was that experience?
It was kind of tough, actually.
Was it really?
We ran into a station like this, Electrify America.
Yeah.
There was some problems with it. I don't know. They weren't all working. I had to call up for some help.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It was a freezing cold night.
I've been there before. Trust me.
It wasn't good trying to get
Well, I think once you get used to the technology and you have charging at home now, yeah, that's really great. That's the best. Yeah.
And we plan on using it just about 100-mile range.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's perfect. EVs are fantastic for daily drivers. We're driving this Mustang here to Los Angeles from Colorado, just outside of Denver. It's a first road trip that we've done in this car and just shaking it down and testing things out.
Looks beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we test cars for a living, which is really great. But this one's actually one that a friend of mine purchased that we're using to cover some videos with. And yeah, so this is one of the first ones that have been sold. But
Are you with one of the car magazines, or who are you guys with?
we're starting our own. Yeah, we've been doing it for a couple of years. It's called Out of Spec Studios. And yeah, similar to like a Motor Trend or a Car. We're just smaller.
I've been a car and driver reader since I was about 16.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so we're basically doing the same thing, but in video form. Yeah, so there you go. It should open it up.
Outsell this Tesla. You know, it's very nice looking.
So you think it looks better than the Model Y, for example?
I love it.
Yeah, that's cool to hear. That is cool to hear. I really like this particular color, which is the grabber blue. It catches the attention pretty well. Yeah. Oh, so you think this will really go after Tesla then?
Between this and, I mean, GM has got so many in the pipeline.
Right, yeah, well, the Ultium project's going to be pretty interesting, yeah. Right now, I think it really comes down to just the ownership experience with public chargers, I think is the key differentiation. So once Tesla can, or once EA can offer a Tesla-like experience, for example, this is interesting, it does payment when you plug in. So I've created an account with the Mustang, and so when I plug in, it just charges my credit card automatically. I don't even need to fiddle with an app. So that's a huge step forwards.
I did that too with Electrify America.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can put a certain amount on there, charge it to your card, and then you got like credit kind of when you go and charge.
Sure, absolutely,
The
yeah.
charging stations, the price is high though. You know, it's
Well, it's
three or four times
home charging.
Home charging.
Yeah, but I totally agree. I think two things. I actually think it's a reasonable price because this is probably $1.5 million station. And also the electricity costs at this level has demand charges. So they're probably losing money by charging your car.
Really?
Yeah, by quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, if you have like a Porsche Taycan that plugs in midday, that could be a $500 charging session for Electrify America with demand charges. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, so this station, I believe, has a battery bank in here that's supplementing that electricity rate so they don't get the big charges. But it's a lot of money that goes into this, and I think it encourages home charging too. Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. Well, hey guys, so nice to meet you, and thanks for checking out the Mustang. Enjoy your Bolt. All right, guys, what do you say? Time to rock and roll? I forgot that. Forgot I was with you guys. No, I'm joking. Seems like a really good couple that just got their Mustang, and here we go. Let's unplug and rock and roll, shall we? 73%. We way overcharged here. Let's stop. Unplug. See, everyone comes up and talks about the Mustang. That, again, most people are like that, where they like it. Some people don't, which is kind of cool. I'm glad they tell us. All right, we're loading back up, putting you back on the little mount thing. Here we go. Super unprofessional here, but I'm having a blast road tripping with you guys. This is so great. And let me get my charging cable plugged into the phone. We plugged in the car. Now it's time for me to plug in the phone. Did I finish my YouTube video? Did I finish? Yes, I did. I shot the segment. Thank you for checking. Ford Pass charging bundle reduced by 38 kilowatt hours. All right, let's hit the road, shall we? Into reverse. Backup camera is great on this car. Yeah, they were super nice, that couple. Here's their Bolt, by the way. You can see them just in front of us. They parked up here to say hey, which was super cool. All right, now let's see. Recalculate for charging. The car basically said, hey, you're charged up enough now. Do you want to recalculate the rest of the trip based off your current charge? It should just do that automatically. Like, obviously, I wanted to recalculate. And now we are going to go to 131 miles to our next charger, which is to Las Vegas Premium South Outlets. That's the correct next move. I think that the route planning is doing a great job here in the Mustang so far. Matt's Off-Road Recovery. I love that channel, and I've always wanted to meet Matt, and he has reached out to me and invited me over to say hey. So yeah, Matt's Off-Road Recovery. If you're into like weird recovery stuff, off-roading and YouTube, that's the channel for you. Yep, here we go. Just following a GMC Envoy. They're turning left. We are turning right. So let's rock and roll. Kind of a tight little metropolitan area here, I have to say. Nice F-250 with a solid lift kit. Nothing overly fancy, I should say. Going on Telegraph Road. See if we can find any cool cars. Usually around here I can see some nice hardware here or there. Sorry about that little black thing in the top left bit of the screen. Just gonna move the phone over a little bit. That didn't really help. I said, enjoy your Bolt. Well, I did, but I meant it genuinely. I want them to have enjoy the car they just spent quite a bit of money on. Minnesota Tiguan. Good road trip car, that's for sure. So, what were you guys talking about while I was having my own conversation with them? I apologize. Take a look at this, let's see, this Jeep Gladiator with the metal doors and it's got like 35s on it, Goodyear Wranglers, and yeah, dude, that truck looks great. That's a nice build right there. The comments were hilarious. Yeah, I can only imagine. And yeah, they were super cool. They were just like talking. Nice people. Really liked them. Here we go, into the left lane, through the intersection, and we're going to jump on I-15 South. Can we make the green light? It's a Mustang. Of course we can make the green light. Maybe we'll run a couple people over. Crowd killer. But here we go. Testing the handling limitations through here. And big power. Woohoo! That's how you drive a Mustang right there. Someone's got stuff flying all over the road here. Not sure what's going on. We'll duck in behind the Explorer. Oh, we have a house up ahead on wheels. Or a structure of some kind, and it's disintegrating as it's driving. Hummer electric SUV will be revealed on April 3rd. Yes, I know. I actually think I have all the reveal details sitting in my email inbox, but I can't share them with you until the time comes. That is the downside of embargoes. Instant torque. Yeah, EVs are great for that. That's for sure. And you just get over and put your foot down. Yeah, this house is literally disintegrating. We just got this. Let's put our foot down and make some moves, shall we? Mustang style. Shingles, yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't know if you guys can see all this stuff flying literally everywhere, but I don't know how the oversized vehicle flagger behind it is not, oh, that Honda just hit a big one. Oh, that Civic Sport just rammed that siding piece. They're laughing in the car. I just looked over. Yeah, here's the structure that's literally falling apart. This should not be legal to like, look at this thing. It's old and decrepit, and oh, that is not safe for speed. Well, there we go. Here's another one. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, UHP should stop that. I mean, that Honda really hit a big board. I don't know if any of you can go back and screenshot that, but man, that Honda destroyed that piece of siding. Hope Dave has PPF. Dave does not have PPF, which is why I tried to get around that, because no paint protection on this car yet, but he is planning on either doing a matte or clear wrap. I told him to do a clear wrap. I think matte's a little too showy, but you guys let him know what you want him to do. And don't forget to... hey, that's me in the mobile hauler. Really? I don't think so. Cool. Rockin'. Beautiful views here. Man, I love this part of the state. Really cool. Gonna enable Copilot 360 now. So now the car is on the lane centering, and I'm just cruising at the closest following distance behind this Jetta in the Yeah, you guys love the long road trip videos. I appreciate you sticking with me for 2 hours now. We've been live streaming. Pretty incredible that we have an audience that likes this stuff, because you guys know I love to road trip, and it's really cool to have 400 people in the car with me at one time. And the thing is, these videos here have a long shelf life. So I did one of these like 3-hour long live streams in a Model S. I think it has like over 100,000 views and really good retention, good watch time too, which is pretty amazing. YouTube really gives a lot of good stats as to what you guys are watching, what other channels you're watching, things like this. So dream car, don't have one. Let's see, watching from Portugal, neat. Never been to Portugal, would love to go. How does Copilot 360 compare to Autopilot? Very different systems, but on the highway they basically both do great lane centering. Let's see, keep up the hustle, Kyle. You're destined for greatness. Wow, John, you are so nice. I don't know about that, but definitely working hard to play with cars for the rest of my life is the goal, so we'll see. I do like to talk about cars, which is why I like to meet so much of our audience, because you guys share the same passion I do with electric vehicles, and some of you are the same as our other channels with combustion vehicles. And yeah, definitely enjoy talking about cars, that's for sure. You talk to me about any other topic and I'm lost. Someone's getting a Mustang Mach-E that's watching, so cool. Appreciate that, and enjoy your Mustang. Hopefully some of these charging bugs are worked out by the time you get your car. Let's see really quick. Let me just take a look. Happy you caught the stream. Happy you joined us here. I have to slow down here for a second, as this truck is really excited on moving over in front of us. So always let the truckers over. Their job's hard enough. You are nice to truckers, they will be nice to you. That is the way we are able to get through traffic so quickly on Cannonballs, by interacting pleasantly with the truckers. And half of getting through traffic is a psychology game. You need to figure out what people are driving, completely judge them based off their vehicle choice and driving style. At least that's how I drive. Well, guys, I think it's time to end the live stream, maybe? You let me know. Are we going on too long? What else is there to talk about? I think we've covered pretty much everything with the Mustang Mach-E that we need to know. Does the Mach-E have a sunblind, a roof sunblind? No, it does not, unfortunately. So it just is open all the time. And it's hot, which means it's absorbing some sun energy, I guess, but it's not as dark as the Tesla. Yeah, I think my voice could use a break. I have to film literally all day tomorrow and all day the next day, multiple videos, so I'm going to be talking a lot to myself. It's so funny watching everyone's reactions to me filming at charging stations and stuff, especially when there's a ton of people around. Everyone's like, wow, this dude's truly insane, and totally get it. That's right. Yeah, I'm heading to through Vegas, off to Los Angeles. I'll be in LA for 2 days, and then I got to rip back because the ID4 is arriving at home. And I should have probably flown for this trip, but I really wanted to road trip the Mustang Mach-E, and the guys back at the office were really nice to take up some of the videos I had scheduled out to shoot for me. Yeah, I have unlimited data, so I don't worry about anything like that. This just goes on forever, which is great. Hey, what's in that Starbucks cup? Hey, maybe we should challenge our audience. Do any people who have followed our live stream long enough know what I get from Starbucks and can explain to one of our viewers here? That'd be an interesting one. It was so cool. For those of you who are joining new, we went to Starbucks maybe an hour ago. Crazy, we've been doing this for so long. And they were giving me real-time directions to the nearest Starbucks based off my location. And yeah, Jason, you got it. Trenta strawberry acai, no inclusions, light ice, but one more thing, no water. So get full concentrate on there. Trenta, yep. So nice work on that one. You can't pronounce it. Yeah, I know. Everyone always, even the Starbucks people say acai, but I looked it up just to confirm a couple of years ago. It is acai because it has like an accent under the C and an accent over the I. Pretty weird. Extra syrup. Yeah. It is very strong. Most people who try this cannot handle it when you drink this for the first time. It's really strong, but honestly, plenty of energy, really good way to start the day. And you know what, just I like the Starbucks experience. So something about just accomplishing that task at the start of the day, wake up, shower, go to Starbucks, then I get to work. It's kind of nice, gets me out of the house, get to try out a car for a little bit. Sometimes I take a back road over to Starbucks, and yeah, good positive way to start every day. Yep. Well, guys, I think we're going past the weigh station here. All of vehicles that are commercial have to stop in there for checking, for weight, for other types of scanning stuff. And each state has their own level of particularness about these things. But now we're out in a desert environment out here. It's crazy. We just rolled off the mountains, and now we have tumbleweeds everywhere. So cool. F in the chat for combustion engine vehicles. Yeah, I know. The thing is, I've learned that we just can't do anything with combustion engines on out of spec motoring. Our audience on this channel loves EVs, and that's it. And you know what? I love EVs too, so that's fine. But we had to create other channels for combustion stuff because there just aren't enough EVs to only review. Plus, I want to play around with cool things. Guys, check this out. We're going into Arizona, folks. We got people taking pictures next to the sign, posing for their TikToks. Welcome to Arizona, the Grand Canyon state. Here we are, cruising, love it. And I always try to get the state borders on the GoPro for the full video when that goes live. But interesting, and I sort of have run out of things to say. I don't know what else you guys want to talk about. The Mach-E is a good car, but it has software bugs. I think it comes down to that. And it has over-the-air software updates, so it has the capability to be completely fixed and to be, I think, a really competitive vehicle. But right now, it's just not for charging. Got to do more of these live streams. Yeah, well, hey, that's good feedback for sure, and definitely will consider for sure. Watch for potholes in Arizona. There you go. I know I've already gotten, I think that video is on YouTube. I got a flat tire once and a bent wheel in Arizona. So there we go. Also in Arizona, no phone signal. Yeah, so I think that's probably what we're going to see going off into the desert here in the bright blue Mustang Mach-E. Man, does this thing just stand out with everything else that's so brown around us. Really kind of. So we're going to wrap it up here next few minutes. Get your final thoughts, questions in there if you need anything, but I think I'm going to start signing off and save my voice for more videos that I got to shoot later today and tomorrow. Yeah, someone said that live streams will help people find our channel. I'm not totally sure if that's accurate or not, but cool if it is. That always works. No bugs on the windshield. I just got you in a good spot. The windshield's covered in bugs. It was fun to hang out. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Can I make Tesla autopilot videos? They're not that interesting, so probably not anymore, no. Maybe a handful. If something crazy happens, then sure. Check out this Jeep, guys. This thing's decked out pretty well. JK regular. Trailer head. It's got a rear diff cover on it. It's got the nice roof box. Love that roof rack